Attention Walmart shoppers.
Shit is fucked up.
It's fucking gold.
Have you ever watched, they do one, I think, once a year where they actually watch it, they comment on it as they go. The person that does the voice of Sarah's Victoria was talking.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Werewolf Foxcast. I almost fucked that up. I'm Beretta Darkwolf, and this is your name.
Chemical Fox.
Chemical Fox.
We're talking about Team 4-Star and shit over here. You didn't tell me we were starting.
I said we went live.
I was not listening then.
You were 100. Well,
did the audience see like the we went live part? Because I think
we 100% went live.
Well, you're not a lion. You're a wolf. So
that's true.
Whatever.
I'm not a lion. Okay, everyone, welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone's having a great Friday night. We're doing it Friday night instead of Saturday, but we have a special guest with us tonight, another streamer by the name of Fluffy Harmless Kitten. He is very fluffy, very harmless, and also a kitten. So say hi there, Fluffy. How's it going tonight?
Hello.
Special guest live at twitch.tv/Fluffy Harmless Kitten.
It distracted me from the intro, that's for sure.
Yes, it did. And once again, we have Zegan with us. There's the one and only Zegan.
Yep.
So, since it's been a little over a month since we were last live, how was the last, I would say, what was it? You just got through April? How was April for you?
Oh, well, I'm older now.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's right, you had a birthday recently.
Yeah, I mean, we had birthdays in the same month, so if neither of us wished each other happy birthday...
No, it wasn't my birthday. My birthday's not till August. We're not...
Oh, well then fuck you.
Yeah, that's
you didn't wish me happy birthday, bitch.
I posted an announcement.
Oh, yeah, okay, I guess so. Does a Discord happy birthday, is that a real happy birthday, or are we just Discord friends? I thought we knew each other IRL.
Would you want me to come over? Like,
you could have. We had a fire. I
wasn't invited until you said you had a fire.
I mean...
You were burning down the house.
I did burn some shit.
You did.
I went to the Upper Peninsula. I got to speak Uper for a while, eh?
Hey, there. Yeah, bud.
Yeah, no, the people...
Happy birthday, by the way.
Wingless, there you go. Happy birthday
from
the
thanks,
Burb.
Wingless.
It's been, I would say for me, it was an interesting April. It's been now 3 weeks, and everyone else here is partying except me and Z-Gun. So it's been fun. It's been a very boring 3 weeks of not drinking, but so far I've had more energy than ever before.
Yeah, Zegan's been helping me with my newfound mango Pepsi addiction.
Oh, that's okay. No, you just discovered that tonight.
Yeah, I did.
You did not know what mango Pepsi was. Has anyone not heard of this yet?
No, it is way better than vanilla Coke. Like, I'm cheating on Coke right now for Pepsi. Do not tell my Coke vendor.
Speaking of soda, we will be trying Pepsi Blue for the first time in 20 years on stream.
Wait, this is vintage blue?
What are we looking at right now?
Present the
mango Pepsi. There we go.
Oh, hey, that is where the camera is. I see.
That is the mango Pepsi, if you haven't heard of it.
It's fucking delicious, guys.
All right, so Kitten, since you're the new one here, how was your April?
Uneventful, but I wasn't as hurt as I normally am in given months, so that was great.
That's good. I mean, that's always a plus when you're not injured or hurting or anything.
I'm also trying to forcing myself to stream more during the week, not just on Fridays. So.
That's fair. I always catch you on Friday nights, and you're always doing some form of horror game. So there's that.
I just recently picked up Resident Evil Village, so I'm going to be playing that for the next few weeks. Yep.
There's werewolves in that game.
Yeah, they bit my fucking hand off.
Did they?
Ooh.
Well, half of it.
Oh, they're hungry.
I'm missing this chunk of my hand.
You can just put that shit right back on.
Yeah.
Glue it back on.
To be fair,
that's what super glue's
he
for.
did just put his hand back
like,
on
no
after
big deal.
It got cut off with a chainsaw. So.
Well, it's not your trigger finger. Keep going.
Yeah.
Nah.
Thankfully, it's my left hand. Still plenty of room to, pull the trigger.
Yeah, pulling the trigger. What were you guys talking about that you wanted to talk about live that you wish we were live for that we were not live for?
I don't know. That was like a whole 20 minutes ago.
Forgotten what...
We don't need to go back.
Okay. That's fine. Zegan, how about your April? How was that?
Dude, the months are just a blur. I don't know. I don't remember what happened, what month, when. It's a blur because all this COVID crap.
It's a better one. You're like, yeah, how was your April?
Well,
April happened?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I was staging a rebellion against the tablecloth like a good 35 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You're still upset about the tablecloth?
Dude, everyone hates your wrinkly-ass fucking tablecloth.
It's gonna
man.
eventually smooth its way on its own out. I don't see what the problem is.
Okay, so I told the Discord this, but I didn't tell you this. But I bought a tripod...
Keeping secrets from me again, I see.
Every time. So I bought a tripod for knee stream.
Okay.
And, after I bought the tripod for knee stream, the Discord server informed me that I hadn't defeated the tablecloth yet. And I totally realized that they were right. And
Is it really something that bothers you that much?
I mean, you're never going to iron this, are you?
No, I'm not. I don't even know where my iron is.
I mean...
If he even has one.
I do. I just never use it.
I'm just asking why you're keeping the knees from the people.
Is that really what they want?
Free the knees.
Dude, for the last 3 weeks, if you'd look at your goddamn chat, you know that they riot every time we bring up knee stream and it being unavailable.
Lone Wolf did yell, "Usurp the cloth."
Yeah, usurp the claw.
Oh my god!
No. There will be no knees tonight. Maybe in the future. Knee stream is a special occasion. Okay.
These streams.
We're gonna do a podcast in a kiddie pool in my backyard. That's my hot tub stream there.
Oh, you're saying knee stream? Are you promising the people that knee stream will make its final comeback?
I feel like I would be a very shaved werewolf. I don't know if anybody wants to see that.
Okay, you know what? I'll promise you this: if we do a hot tub stream, I'll shave only one of my legs.
Only one?
Only one.
Just the one.
just the singular leg. And I have some fairly hairy legs. I will shave one of them. And chat can choose. Like whoever's in the Discord, they can choose if it's the left or the right. I don't care.
Is that like red versus blue of your legs?
It could be left versus right. I don't care. I will shave one leg if you do a hot tub stream.
Can you split it between the two legs?
I know why you're looking at him. He's asking you.
I don't know. That seems technically difficult.
Yeah.
Like to do half of a leg?
No.
Like half of each leg?
You do the top half on one leg and the bottom half on the other leg.
Oh, so you're doing like top versus bottom. I was thinking left versus right.
You have an owl cannon?
What?
Lone has an owl cannon.
How is that going to help, like...
I don't know.
Alright.
Well, Wingless is an owl.
Last time I grew my beard out and I shaved it, I did I did it in quarters. So I did like here shaved and like here shaved. Oh. And then I went to the store to see if anybody would like look at me weird. Not a single person fucking nothing.
Not one comment on that?
Not one. The lady, like I even specifically went to a checkout line so somebody would have to look at me. Didn't even look at me twice. I was like,
well, it must not have been weird enough for them to really care.
No,
I guess.
That's your first mistake, is you went to the register assuming that the person behind said register gave a fuck.
Well,
That's
I
true,
assumed
too.
they would at least have to look up to like grab my products. But no.
Because if they've been there a while, they're dead inside.
Oh yeah, no,
That's true too.
I worked at Pick and Save. I know the
Same.
deal.
I've never worked at Pick and Save, so I
did.
can't
worked
speak
at the
for
one
that.
out of Whitnall.
I heard the worst place to work in a grocery store is the freezer section.
No, I loved it. Honestly.
No, you don't have to deal with people.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
actually
I
that is a
had to
benefit.
help dairy for like a month. That was amazing. And I had to help customers when they were looking for shit in the frozen department.
People that I worked with were so shitty. They would go to stock the beer, and then they would just build a little castle of like a wall of beer, and then they would just go to sleep behind it.
Oh, that's dope.
So yeah, that was fun.
So, what we're going to do, we're going to catch up on some of what happened in the last month or so with these articles that I found today.
You could have at least
And
told me what the articles were.
I told
ahead of
well,
time.
you got here late, so you get to find it's a surprise now. It's a surprise for the Fox.
I just saw the Discord title and it said Reincarnation, so that's the only title I know in advance.
Well, there you go. At least you're given something. That's something at least. So, have you guys heard about the?
Wait, I need to know what Pepsi
we
Blue
have
tastes
yo kitten with the tier 1. There it is. You're right here. See, you never figured this
I
out.
made
He's
it.
been trying to do Prime for a while, but I never remind him when to do it on stream. But he's already way ahead.
Yep, I'm already past Prime. That's what these paws say.
Yep.
Well done.
Fair enough. Well, I'm the old. Well, no, you're the oldest one here now.
Yeah,
Haha.
Do we know that? I had a birthday recently.
No.
probably.
No, you're definitely younger than me.
Okay.
You two are probably the same age.
I
actually.
believe you. I don't know.
Okay, so have you guys
Oh no, I'm definitely the oldest.
have you guys heard
You can
about
believe someone and not trust them. It's very common.
Yeah.
have you guys heard about what happened in the last month, the Josh fight?
Oh,
you know about that?
Yeah,
So
I did.
I guess if no one really knows, there was someone who had posted this message.
Definitely not as cool as a chemical fight.
It was this message on Facebook a few years ago, and it was basically a tag of everyone with the same name of Josh. And it says, "You're probably wondering why I've gathered you all here today." And then someone goes, "Because we all share the same name." And he goes, "Precisely, on 4/24/2021 at 12 o'clock p.m., meet at these coordinates, we will fight. Whoever wins gets to keep their name. Everyone has to change their name after that. Good luck."
in front of my face.
So,
if I remember correctly, too, the coordinates in there led to some place literally called Josh Field.
really?
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, but it
That's
was
even
like
cooler.
private property, so they had like.
Yeah,
They just went to the park?
The guy was fine with it. The problem was they had so many people that showed up.
Yeah.
They're
well,
like, we can't have it here anymore. We had to take it somewhere else.
when you rally a group together, I could go into the article about it, but I feel like that pretty much sums up exactly what it is.
Oh no.
Like the thing is,
There's a lot of
spectators
people named
actually
Josh.
Showed up.
So we have an image of the fight here, and actually what had happened. You can see everyone had pool noodles, and they were all fighting to the so-called death.
Except for one. There were only 2 people that actually showed up that had the name Josh Swain, I think it is, which is the original Josh who started the whole thing was fighting over.
Right.
Because apparently there's a lot of Josh Swains.
But you know that little Josh won?
Yeah.
The young guy?
He
The little
won
kid
that.
won the whole thing. So now he will be known as the one and only Josh.
It's better than the Josh fight I saw last, which was Juno, with his training polypropylene rapier, and he's just like spanking people with it.
I know nothing about this.
Oh man, it was a good con. It was before the pandemic. It was it's a really nice sword he bought. Is
Aren't
what
most
I can
cons?
say.
Isn't any con good con?
I thought you were gonna say isn't any con pre-pandemic con, and I would have said yes on the spot.
That's an accurate statement.
Yeah. Why'd you go with the hard one?
So Josh fight. Any
Josh
comments on it? You guys
fight.
like it? I love these kind of things where they rally
I'd-
together.
I'd like to
Start
know
a
if Juno
Nolan
went
fight?
to the Josh fight.
I don't want to start a Nolan fight.
Oh, I got a
You already
stepbrother
have
that would
one
kick
Discord.
your
There's
ass.
probably more
No,
out
I'm
there.
kidding.
There's a bunch
It's
actually.
like the Highlander.
Yes,
The
That-
quickening.
call it the No-Lander.
I gotta say, I'm very jealous of all the Joshes that got to partake in this because, as somebody whose name is Matthew, I have literally never been the only one in a room. Like, in college, I took a women's anger and literature class. There were only 3 guys in the class, 2 Matthews.
Well,
Like, really? Even here, I can't be alone.
Did
So
anybody
I
go-
am
In my
on
grade-
board with this Josh fight?
did anyone go by the name Matt as opposed to Matthew? Did you guys decide on what you're gonna?
Yeah, I think he went with Matthew, I went with Matt because I didn't care. I was like, you can call me George. I fucking hate my name so much. Like,
In my grade school, we had a Matt A and a Matt G, so I totally understand.
Can I call you George from now on?
sure. I don't know that I'll answer to it. In college, we actually had, I think, 4 different Matts in our friend group. So we assigned them all different, like, titles based on where they were at that current time. So, like, I got named Floor Mat because I was currently sitting on the floor. And I was like, coincidentally, this also just kind of fits into my life.
Well then, that's not depressing in any way, shape, or form.
That's how one of my employees got named Hot Dog Water.
Is it bad that I'm confused?
It's true story. That's all you get.
Okay, good.
The other thing with the Josh fight too is Google Maps actually named the place that they fought, like the site of the Great Josh Fight 2020 or whatever.
Yeah, did they pay for a plaque or something like that?
Oh, I didn't see that. All I saw is if you go over the site on Google Maps, if you actually go to the coordinates, it's listed as being a historical site.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's move forward here. I think that's enough of the Joshing. I do love the name the Joshing, though. I think that's hilarious.
For sure.
That's fantastic. So the next article we have found is basically, I guess, a Florida man. Or no, is it Florida? Is it Florida, or I'm probably wrong.
I don't know. You don't tell me.
Florida
any of these
driver.
fucking
Yes,
stories,
it's a Florida
man.
driver busts through gates. Basically, they're those gates that go up and down the drawbridge.
Yeah, gates. They are
Right.
in their name a gate.
Yeah, right. And they leapt over a drawbridge as it was opening, and it's not as epic as it seems, but apparently
That seems pretty tame for Florida, man.
A gate's a different access than a bridge.
we're learning things today.
Yeah.
So, in a scene caught by multiple traffic cameras, a driver smashed through traffic arms of a Florida drawbridge, then made a dangerous leap as the bridge opened. The vehicle was briefly airborne on Daytona Beach's Main Street Bridge, which crosses the Halifax River on Monday.
So
I'm gonna,
gate shouldn't even be in the title because he's crossing the opposite plane.
I'm going to see if I can play this. We'll see if this capture actually works, so you guys can actually see on stream what I'm talking about.
You made the picture tiny, and I need to see this for the first time.
Oh, you will. You will see it.
You say that, but like here I am seeing tiny screen.
I'm trying to figure out if Firefox is actually going to work
Bartenders,
right
do
now.
you have an even tinier screen in your view?
Yes.
Oh my god, the bartenders can't even see the fucking screen, Nolan.
It doesn't want to show right now. Let's maybe let's add a new
Maybe-
source.
maybe it's a little
Let me see if this
shy.
works. It might be. Okay, there we go.
Yep, shy and not showing up.
It's not.
just
It doesn't want to work for some
getting
reason
a little
now.
bit of stage fright, you know.
Yep, it's definitely blocked out. So we're not going to get to show you the thing,
Yeah.
but I will show you.
And if you're trying
Yo,
to figure this out, Beer's just rated it.
Beers
Maybe-
just rated the channel. Beers, we are live with the podcast, talking about all kinds of things. We have a new follow from Black Ram 5777777777777.
Well, thank God he saved the stream, because, like, I was about to have to start fighting for the tablecloth.
The table. Okay, well,
I'm just going to
you're
be
still
honest
going to be
here.
upset about that. Okay, so I'll just play this real quick for you guys, but just
you're
tell me
sure-
what you think here. He smashes his window and then drives over the drawbridge.
I'd like to
that's
see that.
tame.
Oh,
It was tame,
You were
but he
just
did
like-
destroy his window.
But you told me there was... Oh, what's this?
I actually got to watch somebody do that in the Third Ward.
Really?
Yeah, they were going across as like the
Oh, I
drawbridge
know.
was about to start going up, and the arms came down and it just smashed through the window in the side. 'Cause
That
it was one of
sucks.
those. It was like a shuttle bus.
Oh.
Oh,
And it
what?
just, yeah, it was like just one of those like shuttle bus like between like the bar and like the Brewer Stadium and shit.
Uh-huh.
And she was going across, didn't see it like coming down, I guess. Got almost all the way across, and then the arm was down so far that it hit, and then like shattered a side window, and then like broke off.
God.
I don't rollerblade
you think-
downtown anymore, because I'm afraid of losing a tooth.
I want to
to
pretend like
the
that
trolley
guy.
Tracks.
I want to pretend like that guy just really had to poop, and that's why he would do something like that. I feel like that would be the only reason for something like that, unless this guy.
I mean, just complete inattention. I mean, oh, you mean the guy jumping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I only saw the clip in 240p.
Well, that's all they gave me on the website, so that's all
Well,
you get.
that's me through the mesh.
Feel lucky because the viewers don't get to see it because right now on the laptop, window capture is not working. It worked
Oh!
before I went live.
Well, then you wasted our time.
If you want to see when
So
this
the-
window gets shattered, there's a video
Oh,
recently
you
of
lost
two.
your straw.
Where'd
Two
it go?
guys.
It's
It's
on
on
your
your
arm.
arm left.
Oh, I
On
see.
your wrist.
Oh, it's shiny.
We have a straw failure in action.
No. Go back to whatever you were looking at before.
No, we want to watch
I
you
need
fiddle
to-
around for the straw.
No, I see it. I can grab it,
feel
but I
like-
need you
I
to
feel-
go back to the commercials. So
There
I
are
can...
no commercials.
Yeah,
You are the
is that-
commercial.
are you lying to me? Is that just a regular PC window?
Check on something.
The
It's looking at me, isn't it?
no, it's not looking at you at all.
No, okay.
You got it?
Then I'm gonna...
Come on. You got it. There we go.
Oh no, I don't got it.
Use those palms.
No, I can't feel
Come
it.
on.
I grab.
Oh,
no.
Would you like some help?
I didn't get the shaft. Hold on, I need to try again.
You got grab it by the base.
Oh, yep. Thank you for your support.
The
I
innuendo
think I
here
got
is
it.
Minimal fur.
The first fox that had the hard time.
Oh no, missed. Hold on. Boop.
so.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll high five that. Come on, high paw. There we go. All right.
Bartender.
Wineglass says
Okay.
the straw is by the knees. Gotta zoom in there and verify.
We're not. There's no knee stream right
Now,
now.
I'm going to take one left-handed paw, place it over the beverage. I'm going to take one right-handed paw and place it under the beverage. And I'm going to try to find that straw.
Are you good? Is this gonna? This is an accident waiting to happen.
Yep.
Okay, when I lost the straw in the first fucking place, that was an accident waiting to happen. You think that shit was intentional? No, I wanted refreshment. And I have recovered from that point. So you
are
have to
okay now?
understand that
I'm
if you give
understanding.
me like 15 seconds, I can maybe enjoy a sip
Let's
of
talk
this
about-
trial
You're
and
so
tribulation
All-
that I have endured.
Let's talk about what all you can see ahead of you right now.
I can't see shit. You got two little green LEDs that look like an ooh face off in the
Okay, well, there
distance
you go.
in the void.
That's
so
fine,
I
the
just
void.
stare at the
Behind
ooh
us is the
void,
void.
and I try to enjoy my drink. And you're getting in the way of the second feature of this night.
You guys,
So if you give me 1 fucking second,
did you censor yourself?
Later,
I want to point. Yeah, good night.
I
There's
was
eight.
I was on a rant.
I want to
like
point
the
out
cool
that
down.
you guys may have made his drink a little too strong.
No, don't you guys. That shit, alright? That's not me.
Nah, I poured
Wait,
that exactly
who
where
voted
he
to
said.
reset the cooldown?
Huh?
Did you guys say to reset the cooldown, or was that just Beretta?
The what?
What out for what?
The cooldown for my rage timer.
We have a rage timer?
That's what we were on. I was just trying to.
Rage Shadow Fox?
Are we sponsored?
Rage Shadow
We're sponsored by Rage Shadow Fox.
I mean, are they giving us real money, or we won't do the sponsorship?
The next article on the list is Georgia man who received 91,515 pennies as a final paycheck cashes out.
Dude, that's probably worth more in copper than it is in money.
Yeah, it is though.
yeah,
because
probably.
The penny's not worth the copper.
Coinstar came to aid of
Yeah.
Andreas Flatten.
I didn't
That's
find
his name,
the
Flatten,
yeah.
who found the gargantuan pile of oil-soaked pennies on his driveway, courtesy of his former employer. A Georgia man
Nope,
received
missed
his
it.
final paycheck in over 9,000 oil-soaked pennies from a disgruntled former employer. Has experienced a change for the better. Change for the better. Finally cashing
We're gonna go
out
with
his
too much
huge
Captain
chunk of
when it was
coins.
like a third of the
Andreas
can
Flatten
Mango
of
Pepsi.
Fayetteville, Georgia, originally found a pile of 91,515 pennies on his driveway in March, with a note attached that read, "Fuck you." Walker had reportedly denied Flatten his last paycheck and only I can't talk.
Ooh, void.
After what? I can't use word. I barely know how to talk as it is. And I'm sober over here. I still can't talk.
No, my job is to stare into the Ubu void.
Coinstar, known for its coin cashing kiosk, came. Wow, that's a lot of
Say that 5 times.
coin
fast.
cash. Yeah, came to Flatten's assistance
Ooh,
after
boy.
his story went viral.
Ooh,
The
boy.
company picked up the heap of coins which
Ooh,
Flatten had
boy.
stored in a wheelbarrow with wheels that had deflated from the staggering weight, and gave him $1,000 in cash. So we do have a
Sorry,
picture
Chad.
here. We do have a photo of this. So here's the pennies guy. Honestly, that guy kind of looks like Snoogans a little bit, and I feel like that would be him at his last job previously, pissing off his boss to the point where they would send him that many pennies, and I feel like he would laugh just like that guy did.
I just don't notice a guy in 480p.
Well, I'm sorry. What do you want, a big screen?
I'm just saying my mesh gives a little bit of a disability. And I thought this podcast was more like disability
It's time for you to
accessible.
play Counter-Strike like that.
I'd be proud of myself.
You want me to knife everyone in your chat?
I
No.
used to save
You want me to knife everyone and just get
I
a
had, like,
like
a coat guard that was
86%
like,
avoidance rate? Because I can do that. And that is what I'm good at.
I can't even imagine how much is in here. And, like,
None of
real
them want
money.
to see me in that
And
game.
it got to the point where it was so heavy
What
I
are you-
couldn't actually move it anymore.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm interested in their talk.
I am too. I'm genuinely curious about that as well.
I did this giant pile of pennies. I used to collect pennies in a jar my grandpa gave me when I was little. It was this big Coke jar that was like this tall. It was huge. I put it in one spot and just always put pennies in it. I never realized eventually I was going to have to move the thing. And when it came time to actually like cash it out, I literally couldn't lift it.
Pennies have weight.
They were so fucking heavy. And I was...
When you add a multitude of them.
I had to dump like half of them out just to be able to drag the thing upstairs.
So I filled one of those water jug cooler jugs with coins one time when I was in college. And I tried to move it, and the bottom immediately just shattered.
Oh my god.
And led to a shithole coin pile on my floor.
That sucks.
So funny thing on the subject of coins though, Nolan.
Yes.
Do you remember Bucky's Super Video?
No.
There was a video store over in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It was Bucky's Super Video.
Right.
Actually used to know the guys that worked there, and when I was younger, I used to ride my bike down there to rent video games.
Okay.
And the only money I had was whatever change my parents would give me, whatever I'd find, stuff like that. So I only had coins. So I used to take coins and put them in like Ziploc bags, and I memorized the amount that it cost with tax for the day, 2-day, 3-day rentals.
This was before Bitcoin.
Yeah.
How many bitcoins can you carry?
I used to go down there, grab whatever game I was gonna rent, put it on the counter, and I could always tell when they had someone new there because they'd look at me weird and they'd want to start counting it out. But then the manager would come out and like, no, he's fine. He does this every time. It's fine. Just let him have it. Okay, bye. It's fucking hilarious for me. Like, literally walk down there fucking with a hoodie full of fucking coins to fucking rent a video game.
I could just imagine you were jingling a fuck ton.
Yeah.
I did that once when a police officer gave me a bullshit parking ticket.
Was this downtown?
No, this was in Cedarburg, actually. They were still enforcing snow parking rules or whatever, despite the fact that it was 75 degrees out.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. And he said that I had been in one spot for half an hour and signed at like 1:36, but I went out to my car at like 1:20 and it already had a ticket on it. And I was like, alright, fuck you then. So I went to the bank and I got $10 in different denominations of coins and put it in a plastic bag and shook it up. Or I think it was like $20 or something. So I brought it in and I was like, hey, I'm here to pay for my ticket. I just plopped this bag down. And they were like, well, you're going to have to count that. I was like, I did. It's $20. And they're like, no, you're going to have to count it. And I was like, okay, 20. I know it's 20 because I literally just got $20 in rolls and coins from the bank and then put them all in a bag.
Did you have a receipt? Because you could have just shown them.
No, I didn't want to do that.
Oh, because that make it too easy.
I was like, hey, I mean, you guys are wasting my time with this bullshit. You count it. So they actually made an officer come out into the lobby with me and count it out by hand.
Oh my god.
He
That's
was
pretty
so
good.
pissed the whole time. He was like, you know, you be making better use of your time. I was like, you could be not giving me bullshit tickets.
I'd be like, no, I'm enjoying every fucking minute of this.
Like,
bitch.
you could have taken this to the bank. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I just came here straight from work, and I thought you guys would have one of those coin counters or something. That's weird.
Man,
That was
I
weird.
wish my story of a parking ticket ended that blissfully.
I got a parking ticket downtown because I was within 4 feet of a driveway or alley, which is dumb.
Oh, let me tell you, my second parking ticket ended up downtown. So, I get this parking ticket, and this meter maid gives me this receipt where I can only read about a fourth of the entire receipt because the printer ran out of ink.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, okay, I got this shit in the bag. Like, I'm good. This isn't gonna stick. I can go to the people, and they can be like, yeah, you don't have to pay this money. So I take off of work. I go downtown. I put my monies in the parking meter, and I max it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what are the parking meters max out at?
1 hour.
That's it?
That's it.
You can't max it. I want to max it
No,
out. for
you
like
want to
3
go
minutes.
outside the fucking courthouse? You get 45 minutes to an hour. You
Because
get an
they
hour if
know.
you're lucky. I was blessed. to get my fucking hour.
They know that you have to usually be in there for longer than that, so they make it shorter.
Okay, the parking ticket is worth more.
Bingo.
The parking ticket is worth more than just paying for the meter. Gotcha.
So I go there and I grab my fucking number like the DMV and I wait in line. And about 45 minutes have passed, and I'm like, man, they are still like over a good chunk of time from calling my number. I should probably go back and plug the meter. And they're like, just a reminder, if your number is called and you're not here, then like you gotta grab a new number.
That sounds like an irritating experience, and I can hear it in your voice right now.
Oh, it's like a fucking DMV, but with an underpaid employee, more so than a DMV underpaid.
Oh, but you get $13 at the end of the day.
No, you don't. That's where they get you, my friend. So you go, man, it's been about an hour and my fucking meter is just about empty, but I am 5 numbers away from being called. So what are my chances?
You're taking a big risk there.
That one fucking meter maid's gonna show up in my 5 minutes it takes to walk down like 14 flights of stairs to get to my fucking parking spot. And you're like, it can't be that bad. Like, I got this shit. But then you don't actually go down to plug your meter. So then your number gets called and you go to see the guy and you're like, hey, this didn't actually happen. This guy's full of shit. And look, my receipt is like shittily printed. This guy can't be competent at his job. And the guy goes, you're right. I agree with you. That gentleman should have realized that printer was out of ink and not issued you a ticket, but returned to home base to refresh his printer.
Can we make a children's book out of this?
I mean, you could, but, like, I'm getting to the good part here.
Okay, it gets better.
The lesson of this story is don't trust a fox. But, like, let's get to the actual story part, because every fable ends in don't trust the fox. If you've read any number of fables,
they are tricksters.
It's just whoever trusts a fox ends up at the bottom of a well or some shit.
This one ends up like that. Don't trust the fox.
So. He goes, I totally agree with you. I know you've been waiting for an hour and 20 minutes, but your parking ticket is invalid. This guy didn't refresh his printer ink, and you don't know that it's even your colored car because it ran out of printer ink, and this citation is probably sketch at best. And you go, cool, thanks, man. Like, I really respect the rule of order that you represent. And then you get to this point where you go down to your car and you realize there's a new parking ticket on your car.
Oh.
And this parking ticket says that you didn't feed the meter long enough, and it's even more than your original offense. So you run right back up those stairs, and you, like, line cut in front of the next guy, and you're like, hey, man, I know you, like we were talking earlier, I was just here, I just need to finish up some business I was just here for. And then the person who's in charge of, like, determining how much money you owe is like, yeah, I know you were just here, but you need to take a new number.
Oh my god.
That sounds shitty.
And you're like, a new number? I didn't max out the meter this time. You know, like last time I came here for the same issue and I didn't max out the meter. So this time I especially didn't max out the meter because I am here in shock. And you have not, like money's a problem. and then he goes, let me just save you some time. And he glances at the thing you're holding in your hand, which is the fine for the meter violation you have just committed.
All right.
Yeah, and he says, no, even if you were to wait in line, I'm not going to rescind that. And you go, well, thank you for expediting me to the front of the line. And, I think I'll be paying my fine as soon as I can, sir. Thank you for your time. And then you leave with a real salty taste in your mouth.
This is a life learning lesson.
Similar to if you had just spent too much time in the parking lot of a Wendy's.
I had the opposite experience, actually. I went in because I got a ticket for my plates being expired, but it was because someone had stolen the sticker off of my plates.
Oh, well, that's a little different than,
That's
like...
unfair because they can just check their computer.
Yes, which they should have. But it gets worse because I called into the police department to report them stolen so that I could fight the ticket. And then I ordered new ones, and the next 2 days in a row, they gave me a ticket again and again for the plates being expired. And I was like,
wow,
they're
bro.
not expired. They were stolen. So I had to go in to fight it, and I bring all 3 of them, and I'm telling the lady, I'm like, look, they were stolen. She's like, it's your fault. You should have ordered new ones. I was like, I did. They take a week or 2 to come in the mail. They don't show up the next day. She's like, it's your fault. You should have had it handled. And I was like, what the fuck? Hold on. I'm the victim of a crime, and you're punishing me for it? What?
Justice.
So the lady
It's about the money.
What?
It's about the money.
She tells me I'm still going to have to pay, but she fucks up. Where it says additional amount to be paid, she put 0, thinking it was amount to be changed. So when I went, and I'm just bitching the whole way down the hall, and I hand it to this nice lady sitting at the cashier so I can pay it. She's like, looks at it, because I was bitching about having to pay. She's like, you don't know anything. And I was like, what? And I looked down, she's like, yeah. It says right here 0. And she like looked down the hall at the district attorney that I just been talking to. She's like, fucking lady, get out of here. You don't know anything.
Wow.
I was like, oh, yes!
Ding the bell, you won.
I laughed my ass off the whole
Ding the
way
bell,
out.
you won.
Fucking police were looking at me all sus, like...
The only thing that could have made that better is if you walked back in there like, that's your fault.
I didn't want, I was not going to give her any chance to reinforce those tickets. I got the fuck out of there.
So, moving on, I've got more articles to talk about.
It's a very empowering feeling to know that the maximum fine they can impose on you is less than the value of your vehicle.
One tiny caveat before we switch.
Yes, yeah.
It's very short.
Yes.
I ended up getting a ticket somehow for a car I didn't own in a place I've never been to.
Nice.
No bullshit. Just randomly showed up to my mail and like, yeah, you have a parking violation for this vehicle in somewhere in like the north side of Milwaukee, and I'm like,
that's the beauty
I
of
don't own
ambience.
this vehicle, and I've never been in that location, so you need to get the fuck rid of this shit.
I can't say I've ever gotten a fine for something that I didn't do, but I've gotten some bullshit tickets before.
Oh, that's when you go, congrats, hey look, I own a new car. Look,
Yeah, where's my car?
I just paid this
I'll pay
parking
the
ticket,
fine.
and I got
Yeah,
a
just give me
car.
the car.
Okay, so moving on. The next article I found, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but apparently a not haunted house scares up interest in a Massachusetts town. A for sale sign outside of a home in the Boston area neighborhood features the words "not haunted" in big red letters. Boston AP, a Massachusetts woman, noticed something strange about the for sale sign outside of a home in her neighborhood. On top of the sign, with the name of the broker and their contact information, was a sign with the words "not haunted" in big red letters. This just went up around the corner, and I have so many questions. Margaret Bloomstein wrote in a tweet this week that included an image of the sign the Boston Globe reported Thursday. So here's an image of that sign so you guys can clearly see the not haunted house. Now I do have questions myself on this. Now is it that they're trying to sell the home as not being haunted? Is there like an upswing in haunted houses in the location, like the area? Or are they just trying to, gauge up people to think it's haunted and see that the seller's actually, trying to say that it's not haunted?
Well, I think it's like, what proof do they have that it's not haunted to begin with?
Well, do you get a certificate for it not
That's
being
what I'm
haunted?
saying, yeah. Like, did they go through the effort to prove it's not haunted? Am I going to get a piece of paper? Like, yeah, it's not haunted, guys, look.
I wonder if that's one of the houses that you have to, disclose if somebody died in it. And maybe somebody died in it recently, so everybody's just like, oh, it's haunted.
So did they exorcise the motherfucker?
Well, yeah, maybe they were like, yeah, we'll just have this priest over here, he'll do his thing, and then we can put the official not haunted sign on this place, and then it'll sell like hotcakes.
I don't know. As someone who's viewing this at 180p, I don't even really see the house.
How'd
It
you
just
go
looks
from
like
480 to 180 now?
alcohol. Anyways,
His eyes are giving him less peas.
Your eyes are glowing now.
I am totally down peas. So, anyways, I can't even see a house in that picture. So, is it really a haunted house or is it a haunted lot? You have to know, the depth of the infection
history
of the haunt.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He's
Yeah.
right. Fox is right.
Because it's a huge difference if you're paying $100,000 on a house that's haunted or a lot that's haunted.
Well, they came down to say that apparently no one knew anything about it and they just assumed it was a joke, but
it clearly made their property stick out.
it did.
Yeah, and
It
still
did. It was a well done sales.
a bulldozer is fairly cheap, but like a lot dozer is even more.
What's a lot dozer?
Something that takes out a whole city block.
That's a lot of dozer. Ha
Yes.
ha ha ha.
Don't choke on
Interesting
that.
question though. Would any of you buy a house if you knew somebody died in it?
It's very possible this place may have been that situation.
Almost every house has had somebody die in it.
Yeah, that's true. I have not noticed any haunting things, so I feel like we're
But
pretty
like, if
safe.
it was like, okay, let me rephrase that. If it was recent,
Probably still yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't give a fuck.
Because I think it scares away people that are more wishy-washy about that
Oh,
kind
so
of
you're
shit.
like, it's free real estate.
I was like, it's going to take the price down a good bit, and I don't care. I'm down to have a roommate ghost, like, whatever.
That's like the show Being Human. So
Like,
basically,
Jim.
if this place was haunted, I would end up having a roommate ghost. I'd be the werewolf, and then I need a vampire roommate to also have, so it could be just like the show Being Human.
There you go.
Probably not as entertaining, but
I swear I think I had a cat at my last place on the east side.
actually, technically, my place is haunted with the Brost, the ghost of shitty beer. So there's that.
Oh,
I forgot about that. Sorry, Brost. What were you saying about the east side?
There were a couple of weird things that happened there. One of which, I was in my room with the door closed with my significant other at the time, and like we heard what we thought was my roommate come in the front door, go down the hall into the kitchen, and then sound like they were doing something with like the water, like turning the water on and off. I thought she was like doing dishes or something. And then later, my roommate actually came home.
That's actually kind of creepy.
Came in the front door, and I was like, wait, when did you guys leave? And they were like, we haven't been home all day. I was like, okay, but like we had like just this long wooded floored hallway, so you heard like the footsteps going
That's
down
creepy.
the hall. And I turned to Amelia and I was like, we heard them here, right? And then like talking in the kitchen, she was like, yeah? Who else was here? But the back door never opened, and the front door never opened, and then suddenly she came home. And I was like, alright.
Have you ever heard of the Vartiga?
No.
It's basically something happens that's going to happen before it happens. So did your roommate do dishes that night right after? It's almost like a rip in time where you're hearing what will happen in the future. It's like that person came home, did all that in like at a normal time, but you're experiencing what had happened either to come or in the past.
So what you're saying is like the brain fabricates it because
Either that,
you've seen it or heard it before. Maybe?
yeah, it's like a ripple in time. Yeah, it's almost like a pre-cognitive kind of thing, but it's known as a Vartiga. I don't know. They talk about this a lot in the.
Experienced it though. Like I definitely thought I was just making shit up.
It's still creepy.
The only other thing, I was walking out of my room, and normally Kerrigan would sleep underneath like the covers of my bed, like at the foot of the bed. So I had to be careful, like, to not, like, step on her or anything. But I, like, tripped over this time because I didn't know she was under there. And I, like, stumbled. I was like, oh, sorry about that, honey. And then I got into the kitchen, and Kerrigan was eating her food in the kitchen. And she was the only cat I had at the time. But I definitely stumbled over something solid at the edge of the bed. And then, it wasn't there when I got back.
That sounds like you got a little dead kitty friend ghost.
Little kitty ghost. I was like, hey, that's cool if you want to hang out and play with Kerrigan, but just don't like sleep on my face. And
That's like that. That almost gets into a little bit of the like we're going to be talking about reincarnation in the second half.
Oh,
but there was basically there have been things where these kids, you know, when you're younger, they say that kids are more closer to the previous like existence.
Yeah.
Right. So there's kids that have imaginary friends, and there's a theory that's out there that says that maybe these kids are seeing dead people, and their imaginary friends are people that have passed away.
Yeah.
Little do you guys know that every time you encounter someone with ghost followers, you split them equally. So you're all going home with 2 extra followers tonight. Thank you, funeral director Fox.
Well, you have a lot of ghosts that follow you, huh?
Oh, a shit ton, like 400 a year.
That's quite a bit. Well, you know, I'm sure they're appreciative of everything you do for the families.
You know the whole like Green Day Black Parade. You can have your own Black Parade. Just keep watching this podcast. I'll keep divvying them up. Yeah, it's a guarantee.
Well, haunted house that is apparently not haunted. So we're moving on to something that I just enjoyed seeing, and apparently animal rescuers in Iowa find a reported loose gator was just a plush toy. So
Dude, they're freaking out in Iowa. Like, Florida has literal kids dying every day, and they're like, "Oh shit, plush toy."
animal services officers in Iowa were called to an apartment complex on a report, Iowa of all places, of an alligator on the loose. But they arrived to find that the reported reptile was a life-size plush.
Yep. Tell me when a doggo gets hurt.
The Animal Rescue League of Iowa said animal services officers were dispatched to the apartment complex in Des Moines on a reported 4 to 5 foot loose gator in the parking lot. Who the fuck leaves their plush in the parking lot?
Who the fuck calls it a 5-foot gator?
I
Who the
don't.
fuck can't tell the difference between a plush and a real
To
alligator?
be
Yeah,
fair, if you look at this,
fuzzy, that's furry 101.
if you look at this, it does look very scaly and reptile-like.
Sure,
And
but
semi-realistic.
You're in a parking lot in Iowa.
No, that
Iowa,
looks like
anywhere
an
in
Antikythera
Iowa,
mechanism
yeah.
fossil.
Like what?
I mean,
what?
like, maybe in the sewer in Iowa. Maybe I could give you some sort of, like,
Yeah.
maybe he swam here bullshit.
Yeah, if
But
Master
no,
Splinter
this is-
shit on a fossil.
But not just hanging out in the middle of a fucking parking lot.
Chemical.
Is that an
Lone
alligator?
wants me
I
to
don't
do
know.
this.
Is this Iowa?
Well, Lone warned me about the tablecloth menace that I didn't listen to, so he's got that.
Are we the same height? No, I'm actually a little taller than you. I think you're slouching. So I gotta lower myself now?
No, you can stay where you're at. I'll correct later and make you
There
feel
we go.
smaller.
Yeah, well, okay. So that's the reported gator on the loose.
This hand, this is my magic hand,
Going
chat.
for a head.
No.
So this one you might like. I don't have any images for obvious reasons, but apparently a German bomb squad finds reported grenade was just a rubber sex toy.
It's a fucking grenade.
So police in Germany said a bomb squad was summoned, I like how they say
Careful.
summoned, on a report of a
Careful.
grenade spotted by a jogger in the woods, but they arrived to find the object was a rubber sex toy. The police headquarters in Lower Bavaria said that the bomb squad was called to a wooded area outside the city of Passau near the Austrian border on a report of a hand grenade in a plastic bag found by a jogger. The bomb squad arrived on scene and discovered that the grenade-shaped object was made of rubber and was accompanied by 2 condoms and an empty bottle of personal lubricant and a USB charging cord. Investigators said the condition of the plastic bag indicated it had been in the woods for quite some time before it was discovered.
Come on, guys, that's something you chuck in a lake.
Now, at least it was personal lubricant and not public lubricant.
I would like to.
Fair.
What do we have? Like you know, they have hand sanitizer dispensers. Do we have public lubricant dispensers?
Probably
Same
furry
thing.
cons.
You know what? I don't suggest things.
I don't know.
No more.
Do they have, like, height marital aids?
I don't know.
I would not be shocked.
There's a lot of things at furry conventions that I question.
Well, they don't, like, pan back to that last shot.
I'm panning back to okay. We'll just,
No, I'm working on something.
I see what you're doing there. All right, enjoy that. So yeah, they had some fun. That's, I guess, fucking in the woods. It's a thing.
Something that seems like a
Oh
grenade.
God.
What?
Wingless, imagine mixing up your personal lubricant with hand sanitizer.
God.
Yeah, that's
Fuck no.
no, thank you.
Imagine being shorter than Chemical Fox.
Okay, we're not. Okay, all right.
Imagine
All right.
being shorter than everybody in the
Yeah.
room.
Okay, you know what? I'm satisfied with my height. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, I bet.
So, a girl who was 5 apparently won a staring contest with a bobcat in Colorado. She was
Bobcat let you win.
caught on security camera, and I read most of this article, so I can just explain it to you. But basically, this little girl was sitting on her little trike in the backyard and playing or doing as children do, and apparently this bobcat shows up out of nowhere chasing a rabbit.
Hot
And-
single MILFs in her area.
What ended up happening was it wasn't a cougar.
Oh,
It was a
I'm
bobcat.
sorry. It was
That's
just a regular
different.
MILF.
So anyway, it sees this girl, and they lock eyes, and the bobcat and her were just staring at each other for a good 30 seconds before the bobcat turns around and leaves. She then runs inside, tells her parents about it. They didn't believe her until they watched the security footage.
Oh my God.
So,
And they showed her defending herself with silly string. And she was like, which cartridge number 7?
yes.
And one of the few episodes of Outlaw Star that worked out for the child.
So, I would like to do something special now that we've finished all the articulos on the agenda.
Yeah,
we are going to open Pepsi Blue.
Wait, how many minutes are we into this? We're making too much progress, my friend.
No, we're doing good. We're an hour in.
That's
And that
too
includes
much
the intro
progress.
too, so we have 20 minutes, I think, around before.
No, we pissed way more time than this.
We're going to be trying Pepsi Blue for the first time in over 20 years. They re-released Pepsi Blue as of May 3rd, and I am so excited to try this for the first time. And apparently they banned this stuff because Blue #1 food coloring was banned in the United States.
Okay, so it's gonna make my nuts shrink, but like the real story here is the mango Pepsi, which
really
is
love that
available
stuff now,
now,
don't you?
and you can mix it with like Captain Morgan, you can mix it with Admiral Nelson, you can mix
Okay.
it with.
We're just going to take this away from you now.
Hey, I PayPal'd you for that.
I know you did.
I gave you extra money to waste your shit on crypto.
He wants me to invest, which I'm going to start doing apparently, and I may try to make some money.
Oh, okay, so it's like when you gift
I won't
subs,
disappoint you.
Wait, shh. So it's like when you gift subs, but then you make a request, like, yes, I give you this many subs, but like $5 of this has to be spent strictly on peanut butter. And he's bound by the honor code, and he must do it. So totally send him money and just like make special requests, like you have to do this with a sticker on your forehead. You know, whatever you guys think. You
We're
know,
just chock full of ideas.
well,
Mr. Fox.
Lone Wolf has more ideas, so I'm told.
So if there's the fantastic Mr. Fox who's orange, what are you?
Well, you give the blueberries to the beagles to
Spect-
make them sleepy. And
What?
that's the real trick.
We just bumped noses. I feel uncomfortable now.
Well,
There's a lot of
I gotta boop you so you get sleepy with the blueberries.
So everyone can have one. If you want to take one home afterwards, I did buy a lot. I'm gonna drink it through the bottle.
Okay.
But you guys can have it through the bottle too. You don't have to worry about wasting it. I don't care. It was $2.99 for a 6-pack. But there was a time period when I bought these back when they discontinued it, and I would sell a bottle on eBay for $10 a piece after you could no longer get them. And I would go back to high school because they discontinued it when I was still in high school, and I'd be drinking one a year later, and everyone would be like, "Where did you get that?" And I said, "My own secret reserve."
So what is the flavor profile as someone who has been with this flavor through the decades?
I think it's, from what I remember, it was like a blueberry, the way I think it was described was like kind of a melted blueberry popsicle with carbonation in it, a little tart.
Oh, that's what's supposed to be blue.
Yeah, I think it's either blue raspberry, but I think it's blueberry. I don't remember
So like a
raspberry
lemonade blue freezy pop?
Kind of, yeah, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
okay,
Now, don't quote me on that because it's been almost 20 years since the last time I had this. You did open it for me?
My memory doesn't go back to
You want me to
years.
open it?
Yeah, open it for me so I can just hold it. He might need help too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's...
I feel like
Do we want me to be
he's having enough trouble with the
can
straws.
Okay. Is it open?
Hey,
Careful.
All right. Gracias, sir. This is why you guys are the bartenders.
I'll come to it later. I'm shit talking right now.
I'm hoping I
Nice
can.
having help for once, so I don't always have to.
So, we're gonna cheers this, I guess, if we can reach that far.
Wingless wants to know how much for knee stream.
How much for knee stream?
Wingless, we're working on it. You have to usurp the tablecloth menace.
Nothing. I'm not going to.
Is that going to be the next fucking point thing?
I may have to add a point thing for knee stream.
Fucking defeat the tablecloth. That's what we need to do. I bought a motherfucking tripod. Like, you realize this. I bought something to cater to knee
I know you
stream
came prepared.
specifically. And I brought a battery pack that's not even being used for knee stream.
Okay, so for the first time,
No,
in
I
20
need to cry.
First time.
I'm having a moment, and you're ruining knee stream.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, it's cool.
Are you good? Are we good?
Yeah, I've been good.
Okay. All right.
I went to the UP recently.
I know. Oh, yes, you did.
Lake
You did
Superior,
go.
the Superior Lake.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, north of
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
yeah.
Can you see your Pepsi Blue chemical?
Regular Michigan
Can you
has to
see
use
your-
Faygo Moon
can
Mist
you-
for their drinking water.
Michigan is very known for its Faygo brand sodas. They're sponsored by the Juggalos. It pretty much is. It's their soda.
Oh, hey, the cap's off. Okay, hold on. I
Are you
got
good?
this.
Can you hold that?
Yeah, no, I got this.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys.
Yeah,
Give
wonder
it a little-
whether or not it'll
we'll
actually
give you-
We'll
fit
just
in the
do that.
bottle.
I don't think I can reach that far.
No,
Everyone.
it's fine.
Oh, no,
You
can't
sure
reach
you
it
don't want a
yet.
straw in there?
No, I'll get there.
Oh boy, here we go.
I just got it breaking the old neck.
Oh wow, that actually brings back memories. You guys remember this at all?
Nope, still working.
Not at all?
Hold
I never had it at the time.
There was a Papa Roach video for this. Like, it was
real?
a commercial. It was like,
Oh, I remember
time
you linking that
and
in there.
time again. And then, like, it was like him racing around and be different. Drink Pepsi Blue.
This is very good.
Oh man, this tastes blue as fuck.
Here's to Trufflesaurus says, here's to blue teeth in the foreseeable future.
That's my buddy Ben.
I heard it
Ben?
turns your poop blue.
Oh man, that's a really sweet blue. Like, I would have played this while playing Twisted Metal and trying to play Sweet Tooth, the
Hell
ice
yeah,
cream
Twisted
trunk.
Metal Black was the shit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
We
this
did
is,
bust out the Nintendo
I had the OG
64.
one for PS1.
This is very
Too
early
bad I
in my
don't have
life.
4
blue.
controllers, only 3. So, what do you guys think of this? Good
It's
thoughts?
good.
This is better than a light
It is good.
Wednesday.
But is it mango Pepsi good?
I
It-
can't compare yet. I
It
haven't
might
tried
be
that.
better because it reminds me of Adam's Family on the N64.
This does? Or mango Pepsi?
No, this might even be the Super Nintendo.
It's possible. I see. So it's Pepsi Blue that reminds you of, or is
Yeah,
it?
no, the
okay.
Pepsi Blue takes me back farther, like to the time that my aunt would make me like Kraft cheese singles on top of a chunk of hot dog and call it an actual food.
Wait,
Like-
what? Excuse me?
Is that not a common feeling for the average person? I'm sorry.
I
Um,
don't know if
That's like the level of shit where my grandmother, after we'd make pancakes in the morning, like we'd put their leftovers in the fridge, and later on, because we didn't have any bread, woke up in the middle of the night, she put peanut butter on a cold pancake for me.
was it
yeah,
good?
no, totally.
It's good as shit, honestly. It's really good.
Yeah, like
No,
Adam's
legit. Try it.
Adam's Family Super
peanut butter on
Nintendo
a
was the
cold
first time that I
pancake
was
is
like,
awesome.
oh, secret levels exist, and then like I got Kraft singles melted on foods.
What's up, Liger? How's it going, brother? How you doing?
I don't know, like.
My sister put
I've Thaya Liga's in the
cheese
chat
whiz
right now.
on my
We
plate
play
once.
CS.
She wanted
A
it melted.
mistake.
Not someone I've conversed with on
It
this.
wouldn't have been. It would not have been. No.
Yeah,
She's
we'll still give him a
basically
shout out
Barbie was a
though.
real person.
Oh god.
Give him a shout out like I'm trying to.
So this
find
is good.
straw.
This is good. I do enjoy it. It brings back a lot of memories of high school. I would say I had this back when it came out. It was out between 2002 and 2004, and I'm really happy that they re-released Crystal Pepsi a while ago. I actually got to try it. There was new Coke that was re-released with Stranger Things. I still have a can of that, by the way. And
Why did they ever get rid of flavors like though? Like why did they do that?
it just can't. It's not affordable to manufacture that much if it doesn't sell as well. You know.
It would take away from their main production because it's got to be a different flavor.
Yeah.
And if it's only getting
Come
picked
on.
up by a certain amount of people,
They need to do that Airheads thing where they clean the tank with the mystery flavor, and it's
Oh.
just a blend of the last two flavors
Yeah.
produced.
That's yeah. I actually enjoy the mystery flavor.
Yeah,
same.
it'd be like
It's tasty.
Mountain Dew Code Penis.
No, that's
Well, that was the thing. Like I was telling you before, they came out with
Hey,
Mountain Dew USA. Remember
did
that?
they?
Yeah. It was,
Strawberry Muf.
it was Code
Thank you for the
Red,
follow.
Voltage, and Whiteout all put together.
Oh, huh.
Well, we're getting to that time where we get the bathroom break and you get to go out for your smoke.
I don't smoke cigarettes. I just like look for foxes in your neighborhood.
We had a fox in my backyard. Do you remember that? Ferks was chilling in the backyard. I don't know if you remember that at all.
I didn't see one in your backyard. I saw one at the corner.
I actually had a
like,
little
near your
orange fox
house.
chilling in my backyard at one time. I Snapchatted it.
Yeah.
Yep. He was just chilling, and we made eye contact. I looked at him. He looked at me, and I'm like, all right. And then Ferks saw that Snapchat, and he goes, it's because I peed there.
I was gonna say, did he notice my name written in the snow?
There was no snow at the time. It was the middle of summer.
Well, I still wrote it.
I
just
I
wanted
believe.
to
I
know
think
if he
you
saw it
also
in the
pissed
snow
on
or
my
not.
fucking tire of my car.
I mean,
Hey, just pit. You don't let the fox inside because you're just gonna pee everywhere.
how many minutes till break?
We could go right now. So we will be back
Oh,
after this commercial, which isn't a commercial. It's just beer pong
how many
in
tires?
in Colorado.
How many tires you got? 8?
No, I don't have. Well, I have
Technically.
4,
Yeah.
8, 12. I have 12 tires.
Oh, 12
Are
whole
we gonna count the
tires.
spare? Because you're not allowed
Okay,
in my
this
car.
is gonna be a little bit longer a break than normal. I was expecting 4, but
everyone,
12,
our
we can do 12.
Special guest, Fluffy Harmless Kitten. Feel free to follow him. He streams.
Sponsored by
Streams horror
Mountain Dew
games.
Blue. Oh wait, no,
We're not
Pepsi
really sponsored
Blue.
by Pepsi Blue, but we can promote them. because it is a.
I'm gonna piss that
Hit us up
Pepsi
for
Blue in
the
your
collab,
tires.
Pepsi Blue.
Well, we will be right back, guys. Right after this break.
Yeah, maybe.
Hang on. Wait, you want to throw it? Sure. Alright, where's the second ball? This is hard. Imagine like Pokemon, be like, whoa! Stop that. Alright, I just tuck that back over to you.
Well, I gotta take photos of what's going on.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Oh, fursuit game!
Oh!
Welcome to the fursuit game!
Oh! Oh! Come on, brain! Ah! Ah! Retrieve the ball.
Have it.
Here, it's us, it's us.
Oh, it's you? Nice catch.
Oh! Alright, fuck him up, Nolan. Fucking
I got it. I got it.
It's so hard. Yeah. Lack of vision and inability to grab the ball.
Also, I have glasses on.
Alright, it's about to get fucking real. You ready for this?
Who's
Ah!
Rain?
The fuck are you doing?
You are so lucky they did not put that ball.
That's alright.
You're good.
Are we just going for sides who goes first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. Then you throw.
Yeah, what's it?
All for the advantages.
Oh! Ah!
Fursuit games, Corona Con 22.
Come on. Okay, let's do like one more each and then just say fuck it.
Yeah.
I got it.
What are you playing, Ninja? Dibs on starting side.
Oh, no, got it.
Someone get the ball.
Yeah, well, none of us can grab the ball.
Show you.
Huh?
None of us
I got
can-
it. Taking some photos of the winners.
Both balls? You guys have both balls?
Where's the second ball at?
That's important knowledge.
Probably the ball pit over here.
Not in one of these cups?
Ball pit? We have a ball pit.
Not any bars. Balls. There was like a pack of 6.
Yeah, we went through all of them in one night.
There's one on the
They're all-
table.
What are they?
Yeah,
We found one. We found one.
Ah,
Alright.
muy bien. Gracias.
Alright. Alright.
Oh, sorry.
Ball?
Recording.
Ball?
Ball? Ball?
Moves like look. This is gonna go on E621.
Yeah! Oh! First ball of the game! Let's go!
I got you, Sash.
You get them. Pull that up.
I got it.
You pulled this up.
Oh, the cup out?
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Here you go, Sasha.
Oh, that's right, you're the randomizer.
Yeah, I'm randomizing it. If I pick it up, I'll toss it to whoever.
Why don't you just like go between.
No, it's gonna be random. Trust me.
Whoa! Whoa!
I'll make it like this. If it passed by a certain point here, it's your guys' stuff. Just because you have on the fursuit heads and stuff.
Fuck!
You might be better off bouncing it
Dude, I'm so much better with my first.
I got
hit,
you.
I'm hitting this. I'm hitting shots! Oh. Oh!
They got one?
Yeah.
What?
The key got one in. You want to throw it again, or?
No, wait. He only gave me one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still learning the rules. You tell me when they both score in. Okay.
That's some bogus right there.
When they both score in, they go again. Okay.
You got one?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Let's do this.
Big side.
Don't worry, I got it.
Oh, it's doing that egg chop. Oh. Here you go.
Oh! Whoa!
Rain.
Here you go, Ryan. I'll make the balls for you guys.
Went under the table.
So
I got it. Nolan? Is that Mr. Wolf?
Oh, shit! Oh, 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 oh.
I got it for you, Ryan. It bounced back to you.
So we already got one landing here. Can I do anything? Ah, no. Okay.
Hold your ball out.
There we go. Balls.
Up.
Kitty, here's the kitty's flying.
Is it just the highlights? Yeah, I'll put it.
Whoa! Are you serious? You are so unlucky with that.
That was in. Damn it! Fuck.
You're doing a lot better at this. Oh, no, got one in.
And they get their bowls back. Take 4 cups out.
Oh,
It was the same cup. The 3 cups.
2, yep, 3 cups.
That was the same cup.
3 cups.
Same cup and they get it back.
Which do they pick with your cups or just grab your
Well,
random?
you just grab for random ones. Whatever they want.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Just whatever.
I'll just rearrange. Alright,
Apparently, I think you're fine. Apparently, bouncing's the way to go. It's getting high.
Nolan.
I can back it
Three.
up.
all the cups down.
Alright, you ready to double dunk this again?
Oh yeah.
Fuck! Hey, I got it back though.
Nice.
I got it for your rain.
They're ready for it this time.
It's open. Yeah.
Open. No!
Yeah, this is good.
That's okay! Fetch!
I've got a camera in my
Fetch,
hand.
boy! You have legs!
Yeah. Oops. It's all good. After a while.
I know you don't know how to zoom, so
Hey,
I.
Nolan.
I tried to figure it out earlier and I couldn't figure it out.
Oh, it's your hat.
Did you fart?
Oh,
Me?
Yeah.
no.
You know this.
What?
Oh, that's theirs.
Nolan!
Got it. Hey, it's quick.
No, that's fucking. Oh! Get out of here!
Do you guys?
It was ours.
Yours?
Get out of here! Oh!
That was a straight up casualty fire. Brady snipped right in his jugular. Let me find. Yeah, we got it.
Oh!
Oh, you got a shot there.
Oh!
See, Kenny's have a big tank.
We got this! We fucking winning this shit! Look at that! We're 4 up! Find it?
Yeah.
Get out of here! Fuck!
Ray, did you guys sure that one flew off too?
It's behind the water there.
Yes.
Behind it.
Oh,
Yeah,
good eye. Which one got in?
I got it.
You got it out? Alright.
Take it, Rain.
Right!
The ball.
Right! Balls! Yeah!
Oh, got it in.
Nice.
I got it.
Fucking ball bump! Fucking yeah, whatever this is. Let's go!
Sasha's got it. Meow. Sasha, meow.
Ah! Where is it?
It's under your paw. I got it. I got it.
Ah, you fucker!
Thank you.
Are you kidding me? My balls are fucking fat. 16.
We got salad, Rain.
Huh?
We have salad.
Oh.
Oh.
I was talking about the ball. Hey, no. I got that.
Yeah. I've been with you guys for a good bit.
Oh, swish.
You're better in suit than you're out of suit.
What?
Same was Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nolan's been. This is what Nolan's whole practicing Counter-Strike has been leading up to. Sasha.
I'm on point and it's not going in.
Sorry. Can you get the paws? And the paws.
I believe this is your guys'.
Come here. No.
Is it there? I'm going.
Oh, come on!
Got it? I'm hitting all the rims today.
Oh!
No. I'm getting this one.
Drunks together, strong.
Never mind. I think you're supposed to have
Yep, my tail appears to have caught. They have a big tail.
Get out of here.
Brady, don't be smacking them crazy.
No!
This girl.
Bullshit.
She's a faster Arcanine. Sasha.
Oh!
I'm going impartial after this one.
Yeah. Even impartial and burn up, I can't imagine what you're doing. Nice.
Oh, yeah!
I'll clean it
Double
up.
damage!
I'll clean it up.
Does that mean 2 off or what? Just 1. My tail!
Double damage. Let's go.
Can we rack these?
Huh?
Can we rack these now?
Yeah, you haven't done it yet.
Let's rack them. Where do we get it? Yeah. I like triangles. Okay. He's a man triangle.
The sexy guy. Oh, sorry, we're live.
Yes. And we are back to the second half of the show where we discussed Reincarnation. And I found some amazing stories on Reddit.
What?
The one on your right.
How does this even happen?
You really fucked up. So, Zegan is appropriately wearing his battle helmet.
Yeah, preparing for Nolan's bullshit.
Oh no, it's gonna be no bullshit here. All amazing topics and discussions of things that are not bullshit.
I'm done
Or-
being witched.
All right. So what I discovered recently on Reddit, there was a thread that was called "Parents, what spooky past life memory did your kid utter?"
What?
Wait,
So-
how do they know the past life memory?
Because these kids are apparently so young and are talking about things that they should have no knowledge of. So I found 15 of some of the best ones, and we're going to go through 1 through 15 right now and discuss more into this. So if people don't know about past life, like memories and whatnot, there are certain people that do actually remember stuff into, like, whether or not you believe this or not, they remember things that happened in a previous time, a previous existence, if that were the case, that they should not really know about at all. Like, it just, like, as you were saying, what were you talking about, Kitten, about how someone was able to remember something about being in World War II?
Yeah, there was this kid that was real little, and he kept talking about this specific. He kept saying the word Corsair, which is not something generally a 5-year-old would know. And it turns out it was a type of plane that was used in World War II, and he remembered, like, he was drawing these pictures of, like, battlefields, or of, like, planes, like, flying into, like, battleships and stuff. And they're like, where is he getting these images? He's never seen anything like this. They eventually found out that, like, he thought, he remembered being someone else. He remembered the name and that he was a pilot, and he fought in this battle. They eventually found out that this was a real pilot that existed, and he flew that type of plane. And then he went and met the guy's sister, who is still alive, and he just out of the blue called her by the, like, pet name that her brother had for her that nobody'd called her in, like, 50 years.
It's fucking insane.
So that is creepy, and whether or not, like, whatever you believe in, like, I don't know what your beliefs are based on life after death, because I'm neutral. I would consider myself an agnostic, but still kind of spiritual in a way. I don't know the truth, but regardless, this is all interesting nonetheless. And there are hundreds of posts on this, like, thread, right? And the way I look at it is some of these have to be true. It's almost impossible for every single one to be someone making up bullshit for internet clout. You know what I mean? So at least a few of them have to have some ground. And with stories like that ending up on like shows about this kind of thing, it's just interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Like I know I've read stories where these, like you were saying, they meet the old families, the original people that like of this person that passed away, and they, you know, the families actually say this person knows things, or this person has mannerisms that remind me of, you know, my grandfather or my father, and really weird stuff. So in this thread, there were 15 of them, 15 things that these kids posted that they picked out that were just really interesting. So number one here, we have, he was 3 and pretending to run over his Lego men. This must be his or their son. When I asked him to stop, he said, "That's how I died, isn't it? No, you've never died." "Yes, I have. When I was 2 last time. The car hit me and my mommy cried, and then I came to you." He's a teen now and doesn't remember saying a single thing about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is strange in and of itself, right? There's one of these that got me real hard, and we're going to get to that like in a few, but it's just creepy, you know? Number 2. My friend had a miscarriage before she had her first daughter a few years ago. When her daughter was about 4, a group of us were at a party. Her daughter was sitting on her lap and said something along the lines of, "I'm sorry I left you before, Mommy. I was hurting really bad and I wasn't ready." My friend asked her what she meant, and her daughter said she left her before she was born but came back. Super creepy. Daughter doesn't remember this conversation and still doesn't know about the miscarriage. Isn't that weird? So, number 3. And they have like titles for these. So this one is, "Oh, that's where I died, isn't it?" So, my family took everyone on a trip to see their old neighborhood. They drove by a house where about 15 years earlier, a little girl was hit by a car and died. My cousin, who was about 4 at the time, never had been in the neighborhood and never had heard of the tragic story, and stopped what she was doing and said, "Oh, this is where I died, isn't it?" She then resumed playing with her dolls or whatever she was doing. Isn't that not creepy? It's weird. Here's another one. My mom loves to tell this story. When I was young, I really wanted to learn Russian, and they got me into a class. In general, Russian was very easy for me to pick up and use. It sort of made sense in quotes, and I could construct complex sentences. The teacher told my mother that it was very spooky because I could speak it in a way that they hadn't been teaching. I could figure out colloquial, I can't speak, phrases. You can obviously tell that I don't understand English. To this day, I still have it and haven't lost my Russian. So that's weird. I mean, and, you know, you hear this stuff and you hear people talk about, like, you know, crazy shit, like someone saying that, you know, they were a fighter pilot or something in a past life or whatever, or they were, you know, some famous person, but this is just some dude that knew Russian out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's just the dialect was apparently so advanced that they knew stuff that they weren't even teaching them. You know what I mean?
It's like if you're talking Ypres in Wisconsin.
Yeah, right.
It's a dialect thing.
Yeah, here this one's entitled.
I just see oops.
Yeah.
Oh. This one's entitled "I've Been Here." My 3-year-old niece in a hotel near her home said, "I've been here. I used to sit in this chair and knit. Wouldn't say anything else when pressed further. Another time in an antique shop, we looked at an old school desk with a flip-flop lid where she bemused. Bemused said, 'Where is the inkwell?' It just seemed very strange that she'd expect there to be one." It's
not generally a word you stumble across as a child.
As a 3-year-old,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. It's strange. Okay, this one's entitled, "He gave me a description of what he used to look like and how he died." While chatting with my 4-year-old son, he started going into vivid descriptions of being a friendly old man in his neighborhood that they were fond of. He gave a description of what he used to look like and then how he died, and how he felt once he died, and how he woke up again being born. The way he talked made sense. It seemed like he was recalling going to the zoo the previous weekend. He was so casual about it that when he looked at my expression on my face, he said, "What? What's wrong?" I don't believe in past lives, but this was strange. This person's even saying, I don't even believe in any of this, but that's weird. You know? It wasn't a dream, I remembered. My daughter, right before she turned 5, was in the hall in the middle of the night, still asleep, whimpering and crying. Oh, this is the one that got me, okay? This gives me goosebumps. So, okay, my daughter, when she turned 5, was in her hall crying, whimpering in the hallway. I got her to come lay down with me, and when I asked her what the dream was, she got very upset and said it wasn't a dream, I remembered. She told me she remembered when she was a bad dog and they had to put her to sleep. I asked her about it again years later, and she got very upset and said she was a bad dog, and I started saying she didn't want to, and she started saying I didn't want to remember it again. She had no idea what it means to put a dog down, let alone what happens to bad dogs.
Oof.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Man, that would add like the extra tags on that, like all of us are the same soul.
Well, see, there's theories out there that say that we are one kind of collective, like kind of spiritual connection between all of us. So maybe we're recalling like something from the ether. You know what I mean?
We just take the anima that's available.
Yeah, kind of.
Buddhism is just everything is connected. Everything is all one thing, and even like inanimate objects have souls and are things.
I think there's like a more specific version of Buddhism, like I think it was called Confucianism. Like if I butchered the shit out of that, but it's like Confucianism, which literally believed in reincarnation. So personally, I'm more likely to believe that reincarnation exists before there's a God.
I think that's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, my personal belief when it comes to this stuff, if I want to believe and lend any credit to any of this, I would like to believe that reincarnation probably exists. I'd like to believe that we have some form of soul, whatever that may be. And I kind of feel like karma may exist too, just because of how people tend to really get what's coming to them.
Yeah.
It just seems like it.
That's the biggest part with it.
Yeah.
Buddhism is karma affects what you come back as. If you're a huge piece of shit, well, enjoy coming back as like an insect or something.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're actually like kind to others, you get to come back, I don't know, maybe something that you want to be, like a bird or something if you always wanted to fly, or just, another
Wingless?
human to keep being awesome.
So I guess Wingless is saying, or this is a computer simulation theory, and those memories are just bugs in the system.
There's that one.
Either
That
way,
is-
I invoke the karma protocol way too often.
Yeah, you seem to get screwed a lot.
Yeah, no. I
What did you do in your past life, Fox?
I have a history of quote unquote instant karma. So I try to like always put deposits into my karma fund rather than like withdraw, because my withdrawals are like super taxed.
Deposits like the meter outside of the
It's
courthouse.
like withdrawing from a Roth IRA before
Super
you're
taxed. But I'm
it's
saying
strange.
like I have to save one orphan from a burning building to get like one parking ticket off. My ratio is terrible. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
You just, everyone has bad luck, but from what I've been hearing, it's just you are something. Oh, yep.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I'm better off just being like, what orphanage? But still, like, karma's gonna tax me on that. Like, it's terrible. I'm in debt.
So number 8 here, when he turned 5, he told me he had never made it this far. First, when my son
Me
was
either.
3, he told me he once was kidnapped and the police accidentally shot and killed him when they were trying to rescue him. When he turned 5, he then told me he had never made it this far. Also, when he was 5, we drove past my grandparents' old house. They have been gone for 16 to 18 years now. He told me I used to play in that house with Puppy, my dad, when I was little, except the house used to be white. The house did indeed used to be white, and it had been painted an ugly gray. My dad also had 9 siblings, 3 of which died in infancy.
Who's
that's-
leveling up a scrub?
What?
Who's leveling up a scrub?
I don't know.
I mean,
So-
it sounds like he could be much higher level given like all the
Apparently,
shit
yeah.
he's been through,
Yeah, well,
and he's
I mean,
just
if you
like,
never make it past 5,
you haven't really done that much, no.
yeah, but like the rest
Well,
of
they-
us are on how many attempts?
They say that, well,
Who
if
knows?
you listen to some of
I
the
don't remember
podcasts
that
and shows
shit.
I listen to, they talk about how people have had possibly over 500 plus reincarnations. So, I mean, like, you're only
Man.
going to really remember the past one unless you go into, like, where they pitch you in, what's it, where you go under? Hypnosis. They put you in hypnosis, and on Mysterious Universe, one of the shows I listen to, they talk about how like he went into hypnosis, one of the hosts, and apparently he was like a Egyptian prostitute, which is hilarious. So his co-host makes fun of him all the time for it.
I've heard that hypnosis only works though if you actually believe that it's going to work.
That's true too, because I don't know if I could be, because I have a hard
think I
time
could
going
either.
under.
I'm too skeptical.
And so one of my favorite movies of all time is Defending Your Life, and it's kind of a similar thought behind it. When people die, they go back to this like central city, and essentially you're on trial for your life. And you need to be able to prove that you lived your life without fear or regret, and then you get to move on. Otherwise, you have to go back to Earth and start over. So there's this whole like underlying class kind of ism where like people are like, oh, how many times have you been here? And he's like, 12, and they're like, ooh, and they all kind of give him that like sad, pathetic look. And he's like, what, is that bad?
Pity look.
But you could go to this place in the city called the Past Lives Pavilion, where you could see all the different incarnations that you've been across your different
Like on a
timelines.
like a bunch of television screens.
It was like their version of VR. This movie's from like the early 90s, late 80s. Like it's an old movie. I think it has Meryl Streep.
It sounds good. Actually, you should
amazing.
message me that because I may want to watch it.
Will do. But yeah, they go to the Past Lives Pavilion. They're kind of standing in their version of VR, where like the life is like playing out before them. And she's like, "Oh, I was a warrior princess, and oh, here I was a queen." And it cuts over to him, and he's like in Africa getting chased down by a lion and getting horribly eaten. And he's like, "Oh, God. Yeah, my lives are also great." Cool.
Well, yeah. When I was younger, I don't know about you guys, but they talk about how like some kids have night terrors. I was one of those kids, and my mom said she used to have to wake me up out of these things and have to like basically take me to the bathroom and play running water and comfort me to calm me down. I don't remember this at all, but apparently I was young enough to where I was still having these night terrors on a regular basis. So, like, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I know that there's a lot of quirks about me that I feel like make me really strange, and I don't know where some of these mannerisms or fears, like phobias they talk about, certain phobias you have are relatable to like possibly something in a past life. They talk about if you have a birthmark, they say like sometimes those birthmarks are like where someone was shot. If you have a specific birthmark there, it's creepy. It's just really interesting if this stuff is actually real. And I mean, we're not really supposed to know, obviously, because if this life is like supposedly a test to, you know, learn and grow as a soul, I mean, you can't know about it. But occasionally things little squeeze through a little bit.
Wasn't one of the things you used to talk about too, as far as like how did you phrase it again? When you were talking about how like you feel like you've met someone before, they have the same people have the same certain kind of mannerisms, like they're like a character from something, like you were talking about.
Yep.
That sort of thing too.
I would say that I have had situations in my life where I've ran into people and it's felt like you've always known that person. And they talk about with, you know, reincarnation and past lives that we, from what people have, you could call it research, but I mean, there really is no actual solid evidence of this, but it's whatever research has been done. They talk about we kind of reincarnate in soul groups. So you could be the father of this person in a past life, and then you're their, you know, husband or wife in the next. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, these people, like, I always said that one of my quotes of myself is, you know, I'm not so much afraid of dying. It's more or less I'm afraid of not being able to see the ones I love anymore, you know, being no longer existing or being up there wherever in the ether. So that's what scares me the most. It's just like whatever I leave behind, you know, that's kind of my fear. Not so much me not existing. It's more or less what am I going to leave for the people that I know. And if I do exist, maybe I'll never get to see that person again if I'm up there and whatever. It's a scary thought.
For me, it's just a general fear of the unknown, of not knowing what happens after. Like
I feel like that's for most people. I mean, you can get into the topic of if you had the option to live forever, would you do it? I personally wouldn't. I would not.
I've watched so many.
I'd be mostly
like,
robot.
Cautionary tales of like people that do live forever and regret it, and like if you've ever watched Torchwood.
Nope.
Fair.
Jack Harkness, sexy beast.
Yes. There's a character who becomes immortal because of something he did kind of on accident, but he winds up regretting it because he can just never die. So like, he's immortal, but like his body also doesn't fix itself. So like his neck gets broken, and it's just broken now, and he has to like hold it up to be able to keep his head on straight.
Real Wolverine problems.
Yeah, that'd be the caveat too. Is like, what would happen to you? Like, are you just immortal in the fact that you just don't die from old age?
I feel like that.
Or
Like living.
do you just keep aging forever and eventually you're a sentient pile of dust that can't do anything about the fact that you're in a waiting
If you
nightmare
actually
every
think,
day?
if you actually think about it, it's honestly terrifying to live forever. Because imagine that if you decided at one point that this is too much and you're just done, you don't have that option anymore.
Who says you don't? Just because you're living forever doesn't mean you don't have a panic button.
Well, you're the one with apparently the parachute that no one else got.
Yeah,
You have
Mercury kills everything, man.
If you
fucking down a gallon of it like a Gatorade, you're done. Who's saying you don't have an exit button? You can exit at any point, my friend.
To be fair, in Torchwood, the dude had an exit button, which he found on accident, and it's because a nuclear reactor was melting down. So he just went and stood in that and actually had all of his atoms ripped to pieces.
Yeah, let's talk about the nuclear
option. His
option.
consciousness didn't survive that on some level.
That's the double 10x button. No one's surviving nuclear blast.
Wineglass says living forever means there's a 100% chance of you getting buried alive.
That's also terrifying.
Why though?
That's actually really terrifying.
It depends on what sort of immortal you are. Like if you're the immortal where you don't have like a pulse or anything, and you get drunk and pass out on a sidewalk, people might think you're dead and bury you.
See, you know what? That's another thing. Is that goes with the whole immortal thing. You know, I've always thought about this. It's like, living forever is just.
Resilience makes you immortal, not
it's
money.
just like living forever would be the same as like the concept of the afterlife where you're in heaven forever. To me, that's also terrifying because do you really want to spend your entire existence in one place forever? I feel like that would get boring.
Well, it depends on your version of heaven. Like in some cases, heaven is constantly evolving to be exactly what you wish it to be. In which case, you'd never really get bored of it because you can always make it something new. Whereas if you're just immortal on Earth, you're like, yep, these are humans. They suck all the time. I'm just going to be with this forever? Okay, cool.
Okay. So heaven can't literally make that many episodes of Sword Art Online, but corrected with proper plot
you don't know.
and
The
hero
people that made
arcs.
Sword Art Online could be up there now.
I'm just saying, God can't fix that many things. Like, let's not put this all on His plate.
It's literally all you want it to be. I mean, in that context.
Can God fix Fallout 76?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
See, but that's why I'm on board with, like, certain types of immortality. Like, vampire immortality, where, like, at any point you can just go, yeah, fuck this. I'm in the sun now. Oh, there we go.
That. Or you put on those sunglasses like in that old 90s commercial where you can sit on the roof and then if you're not wearing the Ray-Bans, you blow up into a puff of smoke. And he remembers that. You 100% do.
There's some weird-ass commercials. Like the Quiznos, weird rat thing. I don't even know what the hell that thing
There was a
is.
specific name for those. I don't remember what they were called.
Oh, I don't either. I know they were scary as fuck to me.
So I'm going to read the rest of these off now because I want to get through them. I think there's only 15. So this one's, that sounded like my real mommy's voice. My son went for over a year talking about his other mommy and daddy with a completely straight and serious face. We have a blended family, so he has me, mom, and his father, me and his, what the fuck, we have a blended family. What the fuck is a blended family? So he has me, mom, and at his father's house, his dad, stepmom, and brother. Okay, that's just a weird way to say that. He said he had 2 fake mommies and a fake daddy, and then a set of real ones.
Nope.
When trying to get clarification, thinking he was having trouble adapting to his new family roles, he informed us that... What? What is going on?
I don't know. I just turned back to this.
Anyway, the story came up off and on. Okay. I'm just going to... This one's way too long for me to read. And I don't know what the fuck's going on next to me right now. At all. I have no idea what's happening next to me.
My penny's showing, but you won't show me the stream, so I don't know if I can fix it.
Okay.
Z-Gun
Would you
informed
like some
me.
help?
Yeah, okay, alright. Now pan over to the fucking bartenders.
Okay, pan over to the fucking bartenders. There,
Oh, hey!
there we go. Oh, look at
Thank
that.
you, Zegan.
So, there's another one, number 10.
All
now
right,
they will
we're
be gone for
good.
1,000 days. I am raised Roman Catholic. My son was raised Roman Catholic, but I was dating a Muslim guy who would play prayers that were on YouTube. This particular day, my boyfriend was playing a prayer that's supposed to protect you from the jinn. My 3-year-old son looked up from his coloring book and said, as clear as day, now they will be gone for 1,000 days. My boyfriend looked at him dead in the eye and was like, how do you know that? My son smiled, shrugged, and continued to color. I don't know if this is true, but my boyfriend explained that if you recited a specific prayer, it was supposed to banish evil spirits for 1,000 days. To this day, I still get the chills about it.
Especially if you hold your mouth open for 30 seconds after the fact.
That would be, yeah. That would be, yeah.
Yeah, Yahweh.
Right.
Praise be.
I cried to my mom that... this must be from Europe. I cried to my mom that it was like when there were soldiers on horses came to take us away. When I was about 3, I used to tell my mom stories about being a little Chinese girl. Apparently, I lived at the bottom of the hill with my grandmother, and I died in a flood. When I was 6 or 7, I came home from school upset that I had been surrounded by a group of boys, and I cried to my mom that it was like when the soldiers on horses came to take us away.
Oh, that got real dark.
Yep.
I don't have hand signs for
Number
that.
12.
Why
I
all
was
these
your
stories about death? So
I was your
dark?
mom in heaven. My 3-year-old son said, I was your mom in heaven multiple times. When I was 6 weeks pregnant with her, my mom died unexpectedly. The day she found out the secret that I was pregnant at 40 with what had been her last and 21st grandchild. We were going to surprise her on her 75th birthday.
Don't
2
work
weeks
that way. She got
later,
attachments.
but a niece let the secret out. When my girl was 4, we were looking at through pictures in boxes. I have no family pictures in my house. Later that night, I realized my girl took the 3 pictures up from my mom, or of my mom, and put them in her room. She never seen the pictures of my mom before, and I asked her why she took the pictures away, and she said, because I look pretty.
That reminds me of the time that I was like on this show for my favorite streamer, and he didn't let me go for a cigarette during the last break.
I asked you.
And I was heartbroken, but he was like, hey, we're about to be live soon.
We almost went.
And then we did that. And then I was like, yeah, I respect the grind.
Oh my god. You spent 5 minutes over there coughing.
Whoa. They don't know that.
I do.
Yeah, but they don't. So, ooh-woo.
And
Uh-huh.
number 13.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I asked my son once who he was before he was my son. He was small, maybe 3.
Oh,
Looked
that's
at me
'cause they didn't
sadly and
ask
said
at
it
the
was
age of
dark and
consent.
cold and I wasn't anything. Just all by myself. And then he perked up and said, and before that I had black wings and I flew. And
I really like the
take
Johnny
shiny
the
stuff
Homicidal
because all
Maniac
shiny
comics,
things are
too.
mine. And that is how my son realized my son was a magpie in his past life.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me a clue to where to find my missing earrings. He had hidden
Find a lot of shiny
he had a
stuff.
hidden cache of jewelry in his room. The little
Hey.
if you really want to go, you can go.
No.
Well, you keep talking while I'm talking.
Yeah, it's all about magpies and shinies. I'm totally down with
The
this
man,
shit.
the little boy said he was a magpie in his past
Yeah,
life.
no, I'm a fox. I find shiny things on the floor all
So
the
you
time.
relate. That's a relatable.
Oh
thing. He
yeah,
had a
no,
stash
I'm
of
totally
shiny things.
heartfelt with this little boy.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. So chemical. Were you a marble fox in your past life?
I'm still a marble fox.
I know that, but
What are you talking about?
I want to zoom in on your face right now, but I don't have that option.
I don't know if you have that option because I keep mistaking the microphone for the camera, but that is like a good solid 1.5 inches down farther. Yeah, that right here versus right there.
I can just bring the tripod closer.
I
think
have my
we're
own
good.
tripod for knee stream, but he
This
banned
is what the
it,
after
so
stream is for.
We'll have to wait for the rebellion against the sheet of tyranny.
Can we stop talking about my amazing bedsheet?
I mean, if you would like fix the wrinkles and then like overthrow the government, we could be cool.
Kid has big
Just-
geek
just
energy.
the
Yeah.
same time.
I mean,
slippery
if
slope.
you go on your Discord, I'm
First,
sure they're saying
You
we
get the
riot
wrinkles out of
right
your
now.
bed sheet, then you overthrow the fucking government. It's
Yeah,
just
like-
step two.
Hey,
It's not. That's not.
If
It's
I
not.
jizz
It's,
on
it's
it-
not a slippery slope on my bed sheet.
If I nut
That
on
is
it,
on my
can it be
table.
my bed sheet too?
You don't know.
I just want to know how I claim control over this bed sheet. The people in the Discord want to know, and they want to know that I'm taking control of the situation.
Next podcast, we're gonna open with you ironing it.
Fuck no. No.
care
Whoa,
that
whoa,
that much.
whoa.
That much.
I
You are going to personally
no.
iron this bed sheet.
Fuck.
You claimed responsibility.
Congratulations! You played yourself!
Oh no.
I will get out
No.
the iron that I don't know where it is, but I will
I can't-
find it,
I can't
fill it up
afford
with
an
water,
apron.
and
I
I
can't
will
afford
allow
a
you.
housewife
I will
position.
allow you to iron this bed sheet. Okay? Are you okay with that? Because that's what's going to happen, and you're going to do a great job, and I will appreciate you for ironing this bed sheet.
Once I iron it, can we dispose of it forever?
No, no, we can't.
Cause I want you to know I can make it perfect, but we need to then discard it from our lives forever.
The bell has been rung. What do you have to say?
Wineglass says, Kem about to Guy Fawkes that sheet after a few more drinks.
Okay.
I'm gonna stain it like it's never been stained before, and it will be unreconcilable.
Anyway, on to the last two.
No, I got plans with the sheet now. We're gonna bring back knee stream, and we're gonna bring it back with a gooey vengeance.
A what?
A gooey vengeance.
No,
you
we're
heard
not.
me.
We're not doing that at all. That's not happening.
They'll see next week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, ooh,
No.
Ooh, next week.
No, there's no ooh-wooing, and it's no.
Lone Wolf has inspired me to destroy this tablecloth with
That
Vox
Wingless
goo.
did. Wingless did. Leave it to the bird to inspire you. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I am
We're
inspired.
changing this bed sheet.
What, yeah,
Not-
exactly.
We're not doing that at all. That's not happening.
Wingless leads the charge in dirtying this bed sheet. We're not forgetting Wingless.
Now, does Sticky get out the wrinkles? Is that how that works?
I mean, I think Sticky affixed the wrinkles, and as
There's
long as
only
you
one way to
affix
find out.
Oh.
There's only one way to find out. The bed
What?
sheet's getting sticky.
We're not finding
Master
out.
of
Bed sheet's
Illusion,
getting so
Sticky
sticky.
bed
No,
sheet
we're not.
100.
We're not. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Are you okay
Yeah.
there, Zigan? I'm glad you wore the helmet because I feel like you actually need it for all this stuff being dropped right now.
You're bunkered down for all of the uwoos, and you're bunkered down for all of the sticky bedsheet comments. But we are going to get rid of this tablecloth by next stream.
That didn't really work.
Well,
Not yet, but we'll get rid of it by next stream.
can I
believe
please
in
read
us.
these last two so we can get through this?
I mean,
And we're
We're-
done talking about the bed sheets.
we're
please.
pretty close to a political...
So
The
the bed
fir-
sheet.
The first time
Yeah, no,
The
listen.
first time my 6-year-old stepdaughter got to handle my practice broadsword, she knelt in front of it like a Templar praying to the cross of the cross guard.
Did you
It
win?
was weirdly solemn too.
Yeah, but did you win?
I don't know. That's not
Okay,
part of
because
the
the
story.
guard of the Templar is like a far impenetrable defense as long as you're using a two-handed sword. So if she didn't properly
nice tiara.
accomplish the technique, I don't
see what
believe
it
she has
is.
been reincarnated
Am
from
I
a
in danger?
Templar. Like,
Is it
okay,
a spider?
I don't want a fake Templar getting in our news, man.
Now I get to see how these slowly devolve into chaos when I haven't been drinking.
You know, whether I'd been drinking or not, my, past reincarnations
Oh,
know
does it actually
that
tiara?
some little bitch that's claiming to know, Stance of the High Guard would just,
Well, the fact that you're
Went
getting
to-
so upset about it, I'm actually curious if you were part of that
Went
in
to
a
a
past
friend's-
life.
Okay, I sword fight quite a bit.
Then
Like,
maybe there's a reason for that.
even during the pandemic, I fought with my fence gate.
You did what now?
Wound up wearing 6 crowns, I think it was.
6 whole crowns? That is legendary. I respect that.
You are
crown.
really.
I mean, I was the only dude at a bachelor party. I was gonna take all the crowns.
I was almost I got this good friend that used to be a funeral director, but is no longer. But his wife wanted me to be her best maid, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that because I got the junks.
There's something between my legs.
Yeah, and I was like, I know we've been to Ren Fair a couple times. We've had a great time, but I don't know if I can be what you need me to be.
I do weirdly seem to also end up on the other side of bachelor or bachelorette parties,
Right?
standing up in weddings. Like I have too many female friends.
And I used to be a roommate to the man of the marriage.
Yes.
When he didn't respect me in any part of the bachelor party, they all thought I would be better off on the wife's side.
See, I went to both.
And
They
I-
had them on different days so that I could go to both.
Oh,
Because
that's
both of them
respectable.
wanted me to stand up on their side of the wedding, so then they rock, paper, scissors for it to see whose side I would be on.
I didn't have to be like Borat and be like, my wife.
I've never actually seen Borat.
It's funny
I
sometimes.
finally saw the first one like way after it was relevant. But I do want to see the second one now. It's apparently very amusing.
Well, we apologize for giving you view minutes, so continue.
Oh, we actually have more than that, but I think I'm going to stop after this one because I feel like we're just good for a discussion at this point. But I do like this one, and this one does have the word fox in it. So my 2.5-year-old daughter, my 2.5-year-old daughter heard a loud boom. Then she jumped into a small low spot in our yard and then yelled, "Foxhole!" with a terrified look on her face. She had never seen any movies about wars or anything. Definitely had me curious. That's weird.
That kid I was talking about from Japan too. They actually went to Japan to the site of where that pilot actually went down and put flowers into the water to like try and put his soul to ease.
Yeah.
After that, the kid had no more nightmares. All of his drawings were about like happy planes flying and shit. Because up until that point, every single picture he drew was just like a nightmare battle scene.
Oh, shit.
It's creepy. It's
So
creepy.
like, at the very least, hey, the kid doesn't have fucking nightmares anymore. He doesn't have to be terrified all the time. But
Right.
yeah, that specific reason for it happening is so goddamn weird.
It's creepy. I mean, there's no telling what, the way I look at it is, you know what, we're here right now. There's a lot of weird shit that goes on, and I'm just trying to enjoy it while I can.
I don't pretend to know any better than anybody else. I am willing to keep an open mind about pretty much anything. And, like, even if I'm not like, yes, 100% reincarnation is real and it happens to everybody, I at least find the stories entertaining and fun to think about.
And as you should. I feel like that's what most people should do. What upsets me the most is someone who, like, hears this stuff or you talk about weird shit and then they just immediately shut their brain off. They don't want to acknowledge it. They don't even want to acknowledge the possibility of it.
What I find amusing is, like, the fact that, like, yeah, there are these bunches of reincarnation stories, but not so many that, like, you feel like it happens to everybody. So what if, like, only the people that believe in reincarnation are then reincarnated versus people who believe something else and that becomes their afterlife? Like, what if your afterlife is entirely based on what you believe and what you feel?
That is an interesting theory, and that goes into actually, when they talk about near-death experiences.
Yeah.
Where before someone passes away, everyone's near-death experiences can be somewhat similar in many ways, but also they're extremely unique to you. Like, they mean something to you, and you can go into, that's just the brain's chemicals firing a shit ton of DMT before you die to give you some kind of comfort.
Yeah.
But then you hear about, out-of-body experiences in those near-death experiences where people are talking about what the doctors are doing or eating or whatever, when they're dead on the table and they've been flatlined for a good solid 5 minutes. That kind of thing. It's just weird. Like, there's so much research involved into this. It's just insane. And I wish more people would be a little more open-minded to at least the concept. Because, regardless of what you believe in spiritually, religiously, whatever, it's some kind of, it is a little comforting to know that there is a possibility that we will eventually live again in some form.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate working on warm corpses. It's just like...
I feel like the only one who can say that, because I don't know if that's a common thing. I guess a mortician and someone who is a serial killer would have that in common.
I was going to say, I just say it, but I don't think I should. It's self-incrimination and all that.
I just feel like their blood should be cold by the time I work on them. Because, like, who knows where they're going.
You really do, as I've said before, have a very unique and dirty job that most people would not do. And he is very underappreciated for the role he plays in society. Speaking of that, you probably know this. Up until recently, most people and funerals happen in their own home.
No.
That used to be part of the, like, back in the early 1900s. It was a thing where if you had a family member pass away, you would more... Are you not...
No.
Am I wrong?
No. Carpet was a big thing in the last 25 years.
No.
Carpet is not complimentary to what we do.
I feel like he's going into mob, like rolling someone up into a.
It's just carpet's a bad idea.
We're not. Okay.
I've seen the documents in our textbooks about like self-embalming in the bathroom. You know, shag carpet, long carpet, fuzzy velvet was a huge thing in the last like 50 years. And let me just tell you right now, you do not want an embalming or any of that. None of it. None of it at all.
I wish I had an animation for you. The more you know, which I may edit in and post.
Just imagine like the casket dance, but with foxes, like chemical and forks on each side, and just doing the dance. Walking a casket to the.
I feel like I'll have to Photoshop something and make an animation.
You're not gonna.
That's a challenge now.
Yep, challenge. You're not gonna. I know it.
I'm sober, so I will remember this.
My effort level is a C+. In years being sober is
Somebody clip this.
Please do, because it will be entertaining for me to actually animate this.
He's not gonna do it, guys. You send him all.
Yeah, you can clip on a phone.
I can.
Yeah, hey, just clipping on a phone just sucks, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, also, I'm not going to be able to listen to this, so I don't know how far back it went.
So any kind of final thoughts and opinions on Reincarnation? I mean, I pretty much said my spiel, but from your perspective, do you have any... What's your belief on that?
I believe I would have gotten my ass kicked several times over at this point if it were real.
Okay.
In a timely fashion. If it's in an untimely fashion, more power to those who have passed on before myself.
You're the one who pretty much said you have a lot of bad karma.
I do. I have almost instant karma. Karma takes 0 seconds in delivering its retribution to myself.
Yeah, maybe your debt is from your past lives.
Could be.
I feel like that's gotta be my
But then
case.
it'd have to be epic. I'd have to be like Genghis Khan epic.
Dude, I almost die all the time, and I feel like it has to be because of whatever shit I did in the past life.
That's what I thought when I was like 3, and then both my shoulder blades got fucked for life. And I was like, who did I have to fuck over to end up with shit shoulders for an entire lifetime? And then, like, they just kept stacking debuffs on me, and I was like, Jesus fuck! I had to have been someone famous! These debuffs hurt so bad! And then here I am, and, like, I still don't know any better. Yep.
You're basically telling me you haven't learned.
I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, like, you do the math and you're like, I'm worse than Hitler, but I don't know anyone worse than Hitler. So, like, I had to have been a prehistory tyrant. And that's really what it comes down to. Is I must be a tyrant from before recorded history.
Before recorded history?
I mean, that's like the logical.
Well, they say in Reincarnation it tends to take... some people say that, I don't know, there's different time periods of this. You can either be reincarnated immediately or reincarnated after 50 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Or...
I
said prehistory. That's like, what, 2K plus?
So you were like the strongest cave fox in the entire area and you destroyed entire tribes.
Man, what if I took out whole tribes with my dong?
Well, you were a very well-endowed...
I mean, we'd never know. It was prehistory.
There
is no... By definition, there's no history.
Now I'm just genuinely curious what you would recall if we took you to a hypnosis session.
Oh, man. That would be worse than the time... That'd be the worst of the time that I went with Corey and Alex on that trip to Michigan, through a couple states. And then I just had a Nintendo DS, and they were like, hey, draw the United States of America. And I was like, man, you really don't want to see my definition of the United States of America. And, like, somewhere near Minnesota, there was just the words, here be dragons. And the rest is, like, folklore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you two, any last opinions on this? Anything?
For this, I wore this particular shirt. I don't even know if it'll show up.
Oof.
It kind of does. I don't know if the text you can read, but...
Oh, no! Your glamour points!
My eyes!
Instant karma.
Yeah. So it's 9 lives, essentially, and a cat with a sword in its mouth. Because cats have 9 lives, but it's in like a video game scenario. But I figured for Reincarnation it would make sense. Also, I have like an actual tattoo based on that exact same premise. Because I almost die a lot. And I mean a lot.
How much is a lot?
So I want to hear some stories now. Now I need to know.
Okay, so just for the record, so like the tattoo I have is a 9 with a slash through it and an 8 below it for the amount, like, cat has 9 lives. I identify with cats and whatnot, and I feel like one of my previous lives I had to be a cat. Anyways, so let's see. One of the times I was following the dogs into the woods at my uncle's fiance's house. She owned like this huge bunch of land. And I was following them, got super lost because I was like 5 at the time, I think. So I was like, shit, I'm lost. Better just keep following the dogs. They know where we're going. They led me into a swamp, and I started sinking into it. And then the dogs fucked off and left. And
We're gonna leave the cat there, obviously.
just crying. And thankfully, no, my dog, Boomer, ran all the way back to the house, barked at my pregnant mother, and would not, like, come near her until she followed him. Brought the adults all the way back to me. I was sunk up to my chest and almost all the way under the muck of the swamp. They pulled me out. My fucking, my pants and my shoes came off because it was just that suctioned into the ground. So I literally owe that dog my life. That was one fun time.
So when the dog dipped off, did you say, "Okay, Boomer"?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, Boomer, no!
So, in contrast to his story about how there must be extra lives, I had Zegan unzip my shirt, which says, "All men must die."
Well, there you go.
I got 8 more.
There's the karma right there. He's expressing some kind of past life of being some kind of tyrant.
You get new tattoos every time you have a near-death experience.
You really are the alpha fox, aren't you? Of the server.
So sometimes
I feel like you are.
I feel like it's my problem when things die.
There must be a marble fox thing.
We're in the winter.
I want to point out you guys are the prettiest.
I finally know like what I want, where I want
Just so
it,
you know.
how I want it. And,
Oh, I'm gonna
should
hold
get
on to
one
that
for,
all
like,
month.
each time you almost die, cross off and like you do another number. And then they were like, yeah, and you should do a caricature of how you almost died next to each number. And I was like, first of all, it's going to be a lot of details. Second of all, I don't want to remind the Grim Reaper that he's bad at math. Because if I legit had a number crossed out for each time I almost died, it would be down this arm, up, down around my shoulders, down back down this arm again. And at like 0, I would have to get a caricature of the Grim Reaper counting out his fingers. Like, wait, how many was that? And he just behind him going, you can't count, motherfucker. And then I just
being
like
a
steal
cat.
one of his legs and run away into the ether. I don't know.
Wait, is he like literally a skeleton?
Oh,
You just grab his leg and run off?
Yeah.
I can just that's the great comic strip right there. Ha 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 ha.
So one of my friends, again, who had some influence with helping me figure out what I wanted, thought I should get. Have you ever played or seen the Untitled Goose Game?
No.
So you play as a goose, essentially.
Oh.
And you run around and like steal shit from people, and then they like
hiss,
chase
bite,
after
bite.
you. But they have like a word bubble of the thing that you have as you're running away. And he was like, you should get the Reaper walking you into the light, but then the goose just steals the scythe and runs away, and the Reaper's just chasing the goose. I was like, yeah, that would kind of have to be what it would be, because for fuck's sake, I legit almost died.
I don't think a Reaper beats a goose with the Grim Reaper scythe.
No, I wouldn't fuck with that.
So what I basically learned from all this is Chemical's never gonna see you because you apparently can't die.
Oh, never.
Actually, the TSA guy, while I was flying, asked me what
Does
my
he touch
tattoo
you
was about.
inappropriately too?
What?
Does he touch you inappropriately too?
A little bit, actually.
I had a hernia mesh that always shows up on x-rays, so they always give me a good grabbins.
I had nothing, but for whatever reason, they're like,
Me
there's something
either.
on his dick. And I'm like, there really isn't, but I guess go ahead.
That's like not what you want to hear in any
I mean, if
circumstance.
this goes well, I can just get my flight. We can head to the
that
Applebee's
is
in the
one
terminal. I don't know
that
what's
is
going
one
on.
phrase you do not want to hear after a good night out with a date.
No,
That is a saying in any circumstance.
after the first 2 times, you just kind of accept it, and then you're just like, I'm Patrick Starr in front of them while they do their search.
It usually happens when I'm wearing like one of my ankle braces or something because my legs are fucked up and they're like, we're gonna have to take this off. Can you stand on one foot? And I'm like, probably not. You better hold me.
See, so I have a mesh that's inserted on my waistline that looks like a baggie on every single X-ray.
Sure.
So no matter what I'm doing, they're like, oh, it looks like you have a secret stash on your waistline. Drop your pants. Do you want to come to a private area or can we do this in public? And, you know, I perform at Pride Fest. I'll be completely honest.
That's when you go, no, it turns me on way more in public.
I've seen a lot of gentlemen in banana hammocks. I'm a little comfortable in just like dropping my junk in front of other people.
Just make it weird for them. Every time they're like, is this a weapon? You're like, oh.
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. So at this point it becomes, I'm Patrick Starr. You flail all of your limbs and you say, I'll turn my head to whatever side you demand and cough. And
your choice, big boy.
And then they're just like, man, clearly our program's having an error today. And you're like, no, it's not, but I'm packing. Let's go.
I love your name, by the way, Chess with Dad.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my god.
What's trippy exactly? What? The Pepsi Blue? Yeah, they re-released it.
Final Destination now.
Oh, just
I mean, I have thought that was like I saw those movies and I was like, yeah, what? This doesn't happen to everybody? Wait,
that's explicitly why I change lanes anytime I'm behind a truck with logs.
Yes.
The only
Game
time,
over.
The only time
I'm not that lucky.
The only time I was close to death was twice in my life. One time was when I was at a pool party as like a 7-year-old kid after my Little League outing. We would go to the coach's pool party and the end of this after the season had ended, and we just hang out in the pool and, you know, grill out and whatever. And back then I did not know how to swim, and I floated out into the deep end on one of those rafts. And because kids being kids, they assume that everyone can swim. This one kid jumped out of the water and flipped me over into the deep end. And I swam for my life. I thought I was dead. I somehow made it to the end of the fucking thing, was coughing a whole fuck ton, and I was so relieved to have been there. And I didn't get mad. I didn't tell anybody I couldn't swim. I just played it cool and got out of the water, even though what it probably looked like for everyone was me splashing like a madman to the edge of the fucking pool.
You mean you didn't say, don't drown me, I'm gonna save you?
No, I did not. No.
Oh, that's what I tried, and like Jay got out fine.
What?
Yeah, no, so we were like, okay, so, you know, when you like do inner tubing and you're behind a boat and you're like, oh man, the waves are cool and all that stuff. Well, normally if you're going to do that, you tell the guy in charge of the boat that you can't swim beforehand.
Oh.
That's actually important. I feel
yeah,
like.
Jay didn't do that. Jay just put the life vest on and he was like, yeah, let's go tubing. And I was like, oh, but all right, we're going tubing. So then we were going tubing and things were happening and we were going fast. We're having a good time. And then all of a sudden he fell off the tube. And then he was like, hey guys, I can't swim. And I was like, you can't swim? What do you mean you can't swim? But this is all shouted from many meters away and through panic and flailing. So I immediately jumped in and he grabbed onto me and tried to like ride me like a horse. And I'm like, you don't have a saddle. This isn't Minecraft. You cannot ride me. If you want to survive and I want to survive, because we both would like to survive, just hang on to this life jacket and I will tugboat us to safety. Yeah. And it doesn't go that well if you have not discussed this before the whole altercation.
The second time, I know you guys all know because it happened recently, but that was when I was in my car that I bought for $400.
Which car?
It was that Ford Focus that has so much rust on it.
Your bag holding a Ford.
I was on my way during like gale force winds and a thunderstorm, and what ended up happening was I realized I almost missed my exit. So I took the off-ramp a little too fast.
Yeah.
And my car started veering sideways, and I realized if I didn't correct, I was going to smash into the guardrail of the right side of the off-ramp or hit all those cars in front of me. So I repositioned the steering wheel to try to go
City
straight again.
property's cheaper.
The car is now spinning down the side of the embankment doing donuts as I'm seeing the interstate headlights behind me. Panicking, I start accelerating and try to correct on the grass, which I narrowly did. At this moment, I'm catching my breath as I'm now correcting my position back towards the highway, and this is when I realize all of the interstate is now slowing down. So I said, it's time to leave now, and I'm panicking, I'm shaking. I eventually made it to the store. I'm thinking my whole car is falling apart at this point, and when I got out, there was no damage on it, just a lot of grass. And I'm like, I almost got in a very serious accident. But the funniest part about that event was I wasn't thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die. It was, oh my God, I can't have my insurance go up.
Yep.
That was the only thought process in my head at that time.
Yep.
I had that on 94 coming back across like the bridge by the lake. I think it was. Oh no! I think it was actually up towards like the Madison exit or something. Because it was like 3 lanes across, but it was an overpass. So it was like up in the air, but it was snowing real bad. And my buddy goes, "Oh look, the skyline looks beautiful off towards the lake." And I looked for a second, and then I realized, oh, that's weird. The lake is coming towards us. And then I realized I was sliding on the snow.
Oh, no.
Till the point where I was facing opposite traffic and there was a snowplow behind me. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Kept spinning to the point where we were like almost directly like face towards the lake. And like it would have been, I don't know, 4 or 5 story drop if we went through the concrete barrier.
Oof.
But, like, to me, I literally don't even remember it phasing me at all. I was like, this shit happens all the time. I just corrected it, and, like, we stopped, like, side by side with, like, the wall barrier, and then I put it in drive so I could get onto... It was an on-ramp, but we were going off, so that I could turn around enough to then join traffic again. My buddy just looked over, he's like, my heart is beating so fast! And I was like... Oh yeah, that was probably weird for some people, wasn't it? I'm so used to this shit.
I like how Wingless said, "Oh, oof! Imagine almost dying in a Ford." I mean, isn't the slogan "Found on Road Dead"? I feel like that's the common.
And like the best part is, all this happens like right by the home bridge.
Yeah, the home bridge is it's actually very pretty when you drive over it on 794 heading towards the city. You get the whole cityscape, all the lights on. It's
very pretty.
I don't trust it because it was there 2 different. I remember 2 different occasions where. How long ago was that? No one.
The truck that crashed into the median and fell off.
Well, there's that. Remember, there's like one point where there's like literally a section of the fucking bridge. So
I remember.
Oh, they were rebuilding it. Yes, I do remember that.
I remember all the times the divers never went to look for survivors.
Yeah, but then there's like another instance. I think it was maybe not this last year, but the year previous or something like that. I remember my mom telling me about this because she watches the fucking news every day. About some guy hitting like a spot of black ice and just going off the fucking bridge.
Yeah, that was the pickup truck.
Yeah. Yep.
So Zegan, did you have any amazing close calls?
There's 2 different instances where I almost drowned. One when I was visiting family in Florida. We were at a party with for my cousin or something like that, and there's like a pier over there, and my cousin was over there. And I don't remember how it happened. All I remember is slipping, and at that point I didn't know how to swim yet. So I'm sitting, grabbing onto the side of the pier, which is just like fucked up concrete, for dear life, because I can't swim for shit. Waiting for my fucking cousin to come back from whatever the fuck he was doing. Thankfully, he did come back eventually. Because he's just seeing me from.
I gotta ask, what was he doing?
Like, white knuckling concrete before he fucking pulls me back up, and I come back to the party drenched. And then the second time, funny enough, was when I was going to swimming classes. So this pissed me off.
I feel like they're all involving water right now.
Yeah. So the instructor was like basically teaching me to do the front crawl, and they would fucking basically hold you underneath while you're doing the front crawl, right? And they would take you out to the further like the deep end. What they neglected to tell me, because I was the first one to do it out of the class, was that they were gonna let you fucking go in the deeper part. And what pissed me off is those cocksuckers fucking stood there and watched me struggle in the fucking deep end.
No, he's got it. He's got it.
Sink or swim, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to
Literally
take swimming
paying for a
classes when
class
I
to
was a
learn
kid
how to
too. That
swim,
sucked.
get brought out to the deep end. Swim, bitch.
They saw Rocky too many times. They're like, if he dies, he dies.
Yep.
Look, our school has a 100% pass rate for people learning how to swim.
Yeah.
If he sinks now, he's not sinking our
I
fucking
mean, if
reputation.
you die, does it count as a fail?
No,
They just get rid of you.
you never completed the course.
Yeah.
He was never there to begin with.
Not an enrolled student.
And I guess there's one where I guess it doesn't necessarily count as a near-death experience, but you ever hear that whole trope, like with the fucking dream of falling out of the airplane?
Yeah.
That you're supposed to die if you hit ground?
Yeah.
I hit ground. I woke up with full body paralysis from the neck down.
Whoa, that's creepy.
Yeah, I couldn't move my whole body for like an hour.
That's really scary, actually.
Yeah.
Next time.
That is scary.
Next time, sleep paralysis demons. Let's get
We
into
can
it.
absolutely. We have not done that yet, so I would be down to talk about
I
that.
had my first one ever
absolutely.
about a month ago, and it was fucking terrifying.
I have never had one yet, and I hope to never have one. And they associate that with alien abduction as well.
There's some lore that it's all the same one. That every person who has a sleep paralysis,
The one demon that
it's
sits on your
one
chest.
demon,
Yes,
yeah.
I know about that too. It is terrifying. There's so many things in this world that are absolutely interesting but terrifying at the same time.
Super
Oh,
terrifying.
that's like-
And you're like, how do you explain that? And they're like, shrug.
That
What
we
the
did-
fuck,
we-
science?
we did-
Tell me
demon
something.
episode
did-
we had too.
We did on the test podcast. We talked about dreams, and that was a great episode. I kind of want to
Yeah,
revisit
it was
that.
a dark episode.
I kind of want to revisit that at some point because we didn't. It kind of devolved a little bit because it was the test pilot.
Yeah.
But I would like to revisit it. Maybe at the end of the season we'll do that.
It's
I
all
think
about
that'd
the
be.
shadow people and stuff.
You heard about it. Yeah, there's the Hat Man. There's the Shadow
Yeah.
People. There's the Black-Eyed Kids.
Yeah.
That shit's creepy.
I've had my own shit,
The
yeah.
weird thing for me was like, so I don't dream very fucking often, and when I was growing up, like, still kind of the same thing. Didn't dream very often, but when I would dream, I would get weird dreams of like things that would actually happen in the future.
I get those too, and that's what's crazy about it. I really understand that.
I get that
Precognitive
deja vu
dreams,
feeling.
yes.
The one that scared me shitless though was the one where I had a dream where my mother died. And I actually woke up. It freaked me the fuck out.
How long ago was that?
That was like late grade school, early high school.
Okay.
So it's a long time ago. But it was just weird because I was scared because all these different deja vu things were fucking happening. And then I finally had one where my mother died. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That would be pretty terrifying. The only dream that I had, which I talked about before, was before I was involved in the relationship I got in, which ended up becoming really toxic. I had a dream prior to them even moving in, before even me knowing anything about them. It was like I had like this dream where 8 different times during the dream was something really horrific, and we all died each time. It was like one time there was like a zombie apocalypse, another time our limbs were falling off, one time she had like a demon baby, the other time was like fucking we lived in this dilapidated apartment and like we had horns growing out of our head. It was really, really strange. And it was before any of the chaos that involved. Like later, it was really weird. It was extremely. And it was all those dreams. They're always the most vivid.
Yeah.
That's the freaky thing, is they're extremely vivid.
Yeah.
But we're getting a little off topic. Zigan, I would like you have any last thoughts on the reincarnation thing, since we didn't get to you?
I mean, like I said it earlier, is like I don't necessarily believe like there's a God and stuff like that. I'm more like willing to believe that there is spirits, and essentially like when you pass away, you finish up whatever business you have left on Earth or what have you, and then basically you sit in fucking purgatory until there's another body ready for you, I guess. I'm more inclined to believe that. Whether or not it actually happens, who wants to take the L and find out, come back, tell us.
I feel like that's not going to be Twitch friendly, but I'm down.
I wanna say that
I'm going to bet the gun
with
fires.
when you said that with the whole where you get to wait and sit around, they say that when people tend to die and not realize they're dead, which you probably know about this, they have like they still believe they're alive, and this soul or spirit tries to latch on to the nearest thing right away. So that's how people end up getting born into like a different animal, or they find like some pregnant woman and they go right into that body because they're so used to being alive. It's the nearest thing they can get to, and it's creepy. You don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things that you read about in this lore of reincarnation. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what else we can go into. Any last thoughts at all on this before we go?
Just to add on, though, the reason why I believe that and things like that is, like, I believe, like, a person's personality is built into their soul. And, like, you ever get, like, those feelings, like...
I'll get to that.
Where there's something, like, you've never seen it before, whatever subject matter, whatever have you, but, like, you're drawn to it. You like it for no reason at all. You just like it. You don't know fucking why. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, as far as, like, liking in cars or liking any type of, like, subject matter. You just like it. Like, for no reason. Just, oh, yep, I like that.
That's the way when I kind of, like I told you, when I heard that story about the girl who said she was a bad dog and she had, like, this traumatic event of getting put down and she has no knowledge of that, it makes me wonder, like, what I was. Like, if I was, like, a wolf or something in some past life and now I'm here living the human life, and I feel like it's why I don't understand a lot of people. Like... I honestly feel like I relate. The only people I've ever dated for a long time were other Therians, and Therians are people that, you know, either spiritually connect or identify as that specific animal in like the mindset kind of thing. So when I say, you know, I'm a furry or whatever, I more or less it's more of a spiritual thing for me because I express myself through the furry fandom with art and costuming and all that stuff. But at the same time, it is a deeper thing to me, more than just the dressing up and playing a character.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's interesting.
Does that kind of influence you to get a more realistic?
Yeah, Yep. Okay. Yep. 100%. And I actually think that that's attributed to a lot of people. I think there are furries out there who may kind of be a little Therian in a way because they have that specific, like, they have the mannerisms, the characteristics, the attributes of that specific animal. Whether that's taken in subconsciously or they, you know, there's something else to that. You never know. I mean, it's weird. Who knows? But I do notice that there are people that identify as a cat. They do have cat-like personalities, you know, just... Well, I mean, apparently you can't get killed, so you're just yeah. Cats know how to get out of any kind of dangerous situation.
I mean, just wait for that double nut crunch.
Like, my luck is trash, but I only go up to the toe of dying, and then I just back it up a little bit.
Have you ever gotten stuck on a telephone pole?
Back that up real quick.
Yeah. You ever have a life situation where it feels like you're trapped on a telephone pole and you can't get down?
Almost, actually. So I'm terrified of roller coasters and heights.
Oh.
But people, we were at Six Flags, and they convinced me to go on one roller coaster.
Oh.
They were like, just go on one. Just one. Just go on American Eagle.
Peer pressure at its best.
Just go on American Eagle. It's not that bad. It's super old. It's fine. So we're in line for American Eagle. We are literally the next people about to get on, and they were like, oh, sorry, everybody. The car is stuck at the top of the first fall. It's going to be about half an hour before we can get them down and fix this. And I was like, and I'm out! I'm out. And that would definitely be me at the top of a fucking pole, just hanging out, not knowing how to get down. Like,
the fire department comes.
oh, yeah.
There was a really good piece of furry art I saw where it's like Catman to the rescue. I'm gonna go rescue this cat from the tree, and then he climbs up the tree, and then he's trapped on top, and the fireman's rescuing both of them.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's too good. It's too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, what with the reincarnation thing, no one really knows, and we'll only know when we get there. So it was fun.
Those apparently you don't remember though.
Yeah, some people apparently might, at least for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone, thank you for tuning in with us tonight on the Werewolf Foxcast. Thank you for our special guest, Fluffy Harmless Kitten. You will be back again. Please follow him on Twitch. He streams horror games Friday nights, and possibly more often now, correct?
And possibly more often. I've been doing non-horror stuff on the weekdays, so I can save the horror stuff for Fridays.
Ooh, non-horror stuff.
I do think I'm going to probably stream tomorrow too, and just do a Saturday Night Scaries. And
there you
we'll
go.
Do some more Resident Evil.
Sounds good. Yeah, and the new Resident Evil's out too.
Yes.
So.
Ooh,
it's so good so far. It's fucking terrifying.
All right, so good night, everybody. It was fun hanging out. I may play games afterwards, so we'll see if that happens or not.
We work on overthrowing the tablecloth
We're
for
not.
the next
We're not.
stream.
No.
The
You're
revolution
going to be
is
ironing
upon
this fucking
us.
tablecloth. Ironing tablecloth stream next time we're live. Good night, everybody.
We're gonna throw the whole tablecloth in the trash. That's Chemical Fox promise. It's already cut, right?
Nope, they can hear you.
Shit.
They can 100% hear you.
Well, fuck.